quiet so I could see the edit. Brown cow. Excuse me. I don't know what's the proper term for cow now. I can't say how now brown cow because that's
racist.
Yeah, that's we don't want the PC police coming down on us. So what would it be? How now cow? Just cow?
How now neutral cow?
But then the bulls are gonna get mad because we're doing cows and not bulls.
Fuck it. Who cares?
What do you do? You can't please everybody. So how do we do this? How now brown bull? Brown.
How now brown?
But what if the cow is cross-gendered and it's got udders or doesn't have udders? They got some sort of operation to hide the udders.
But it can be an Asian cow too. You never know.
It's kind of weird. What? An Asian cow?
You haven't seen an Asian cow?
What's an Asian cow?
It's an Asian cow.
No. I'm not even going down that fucking world because I know where you're taking me right now. And the next thing you know, I'm going to be, no way. All your hate mail could go to frogmen@gmail.com. Leave me out of it. So I don't know. How do we get, Jesus, what do we say? How now? What can we say anymore? How now cow? Or how now?
Can't say anything.
Calf? I mean, how about, you know what? And this is basically where things are going to right now. You can't say anything. That's where comedy is. That's where everything is. You can't say anything.
How now?
How? That's it. Meow. Wow. And that's basically where we are right now in comedy. And you know what, man? I can't wait for the next generation. Hopefully they have a bigger set of balls than the ones that we have. You know what? Fuck you and your woke. I'll give you a woke. Balls across the nose. There's the fucking intro.
Boom.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the One Too Many podcast. My name is Dusmites, and I'm joined by my co-host, Mr. Frogmen, aka Mr. Lone Star himself. What's up, my man?
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another show.
It sounds like if you're driving home. Hey, man, you're driving home. You're driving home in the rush hour. It's the what do they call those? The Lafternoons. Welcome to the Lafternoon radio show here.
Afternoon. It's the afternoon at 5.
Yeah, it's at 5 o'clock. You're in that rush hour, and here we are to bring you up a little bit. Let's get a little bit of Joan Jett and the Heartbreakers. Is that Joan Jett and the Heartbreakers? I don't even know what the fuck. They're just like too much. It's too much. Back when the radio. Remember when we had radio? Remember when you could turn on a radio and actually hear people playing and spinning records, and instead of just having something.
A fucking computer do it.
Yeah.
You used to call in and request shit and.
Yeah, we're dying as a society.
Yeah, man, it's gone. Now we have all this internet bullshit.
And it comes down to everything's fast food, man. Everything in our life is fast food. You go, you get it, you eat it, you shit it out. It's everything right now.
Yeah.
Everything's controlled in our hand. We want everything now. Streaming movies. Do you remember when you used to have to wait and read the TV guide and say, "Oh my God, next week on Knight Rider, I got to be there." Car comes back.
My God, dude, I can't believe
you're hanging out with your boys outside. You're hanging out with your boys outside, and you're looking at you, and you're like, "Mom, call me when it's 7:45. I want to come home and watch Knight Rider." Yeah, you fat bastard, come home. You hear that going? All right, guys, and after the show, you'd all meet back up at 9 o'clock under the lamppost.
What I mean?
Lamppost, summertime. The fucking mosquitoes are flying up there. It's hot. It's muggy. You're in your shorts. You got fucking chocolate fudge on the side of your this is young. Chocolate fudge on the side of your face. And you're like, man, did you see that Knight Rider? Oh, that was so great. Kit and Car, and they did the jump, and they were looking like they're coming after each. Oh, my God, that's so awesome. Now it's just like, I'm laying on the couch. I'm going to watch it on my phone. Yeah, you watch about 15 minutes, and you're bored, and you're looking for the next thing. And it's funny. It's like I love music, and you know how much I love music, and
you're in love with music.
I love music, man. I used to sit down and listen to albums, no matter what was. Let everything play through. You play through the song, you play through the jam. Now in my car, I spend more time seeing what's next on Spotify than I am actually listening.
You spend more time surfing than you do actually listening to fucking.
It's the same thing with Netflix, man. And Netflix and all these streaming sites. I'll spend more time trying to look for what's on TV or what's on there than actually watching. YouTube is the same thing, man. Boop, 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 boop. Play. Fuck this ads. I'm out. You know, it's just like, it's so weird, man. It's like, you know,
it's like the future's boring, man.
Dude, man, it's gonna get worse, man. It's gonna get worse. Do you remember getting up and putting a VHS tape in the VCR and hitting play and sitting down and watching a movie and enjoying
or having that little red sports car rewind thing, you know?
Yeah, because you didn't want to burn out the motor on your VCR.
Yes, sir.
You bought that $39.99 VHS rewinder. It's funny, and I'm not going to turn on the video at all, but right here on my right hand, I have my right hand on a VHS right now, right in my workstation. I have it connected to the computer because I have these old movies that I made as a kid when I was trying to direct movies when I was 16, 17 years old.
That's right. I remember
so that. I converted them to DVD, and I still have the video here, the VHS here. And plus, being in music, I look for samples on old video movies, but now it's a lot easier. Everything's all digitized. And
you got to put that on your YouTube page, bro.
I don't know, man. I want to keep that privilege. Maybe that'll be like a private watch for all of us. You know? So we'll have the one too many private watch. You know,
that would be so awesome, dude. That'd be cool. Seeing your old videos and movies. You were gonna be a producer.
Yeah, man. I was a director, man. I wrote them. Yep. I wrote it. I directed it. We did 2 horror movies, like slasher films, and 1 mob movie. And it was funny. I did these movies. I was living in the projects at the time, but I still had friends. Like, it was weird. The projects was in a weird spot. You go this way, you're in this neighborhood. You go that way, your neighborhood. You go this way, you're in like a heavy Italian, white neighborhood. And these were with, you know, my good friends, as I would call them, because, you know, my hood friends, we were writing graffiti, drinking 40s, and, you know, getting into trouble and all that. But then
the good guys.
Yeah, I was one of those dudes that got along with everybody. So I couldn't put my friends together because the cultures collided.
Yeah. I hear.
So like when I used to hang out with my good friends, they would be like, "Oh, what are you going to go hang out with the hood guys in the project?" And then when I went to go hang out with my good guys, "Oh, you're going to hang out with those white Italian guineas over there?" hey, relax. It was an older time. Guineas was a derogatory term towards Italian. I don't want to get the PC police on us, but
back to the VHS Lazy Future.
We'll put an A, by the way, but you know, where were we going with this? A Lazy Future?
Wow. The Lazy Future of
see, this is what happens on the One Too Many podcast. We go one too many different ways. You know, this is going to be another 9-hour show.
It's a shitload of crossroads.
I don't see this in the notes at all. Is this in the notes at all? This is not.
There's no direction here.
There's nothing at all. I'm looking at my phone right now, and it's not in the notes. And I'm like, all right, man. But going back to the movies, we'll set that up, man. I had a good time with those movies, and 2 of them were shot on an old a Fisher Price video camera. Fisher Price got into the video camera game.
Fisher Price.
It was called Fisher Price PXL something. It recorded on cassette tapes. And it was
that shit up.
It was black and white, and it was cropped, and it was really grainy. And if you kept going over the tapes, it got even more grainier. It was like, just think of Super 8, but like dirty. It was like, I think like people would look for that.
I think that'll look awesome, dude. Fuck yeah, dude. I think that'll look awesome like in a horror flick or something like that. That'd be nice.
This was like the 80s, and it was like $100. I couldn't afford a Sony $1,300 for a video camera, but I had my little, and I got it for Christmas, and shout out to my mom who bought it for me, $100 for this fucking thing, and it recorded onto cassette tapes. Fucking brilliant. It was black and white, and it was super grainy, but it was dope. I would just it was small too, and I just pop it out and click the button. Me and my buddies hanging out, doing breakdancing and fucking writing graffiti and just walking around in the projects. I got tons of footage of this shit. But the one thing that sucked is like you hook it up to your VCR, and when I hooked it to my VCR, the plug that I had had a short in it because I used it so much.
You wore it out, man.
I would have to sit there and hold it. So when I was putting it onto my VHS tape, if I moved, it would go. So a lot of the footage is like Robot Chicken, a little bit Robot Chicken. All right, man. That's for another day. But
that is fucking cool, bro. We gotta.
But the mob movie, one of the slasher movies, and the mob movie was done at my buddy's house at the time. And the dude, it was basically, I used to hang out with Joe Pepitone's son from the Yankees, Joe Pepitone's son.
Shit.
And his cousin. And we used to hang out, and Vinny, his cousin, his dad was a detective for NYPD. You know, they had some dough, and he had a video camera, and we were using like a basic color video camera. And this is back in the day when my white friends, I would say, or my Caucasian friends. I
Easy now.
They were my Guido buddies. You know, they would have like the mullet haircut with the fucking Caparicis and the fucking acid wash and the $100 sneakers. And there I am with a fucking with a pair of fucking Adidas sweatpants with shell tops and a bootleg Adidas t-shirt from Odell's, because you know I don't got fucking two sticks to rub together. But you know, it's just funny the shit that we did, and like it was basically us just coming up on the fly and just me like, all right, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that, you're gonna say this, you're gonna say that, let's do it, action. And you know, and I edited it up real cheap, and you know, it was awesome, man. We'll definitely watch that. But on another,
that is something. I don't know.
Wow, we're gonna get into how lazy, and it's just lazy nowadays, man. It's just, and, you know, and I think being that lazy, the content isn't that good anymore. The content's like fucking music it's disposable now. It's fast food music. It's fast food. You know, there's only a certain few type of shows and titles that will come out every once in a while and be like, yeah, I'm going to watch that over and over. Like, you know, like your Sopranos and The Wire and, you know, all that shit, Breaking Bad and all that shit. You know, there hasn't been something in a long time that like, boom, you know, I want to watch that again and again and again. And it just sucks, man. It just really sucks, man. Like, used to look forward to that shit, you know? Used to look forward.
Man. You used to look forward to a lot of shows that really, you know, you fell in love with, and you can repeat watching them over and over, and they never get old, man.
I think the only thing
is you watch them once and you're done. Throw it in the trash.
That's it. I think nowadays the only thing that gets people's attention, where everybody groups up and you look on the block and nobody's there, it's sporting events because it's live.
Yeah,
it's a live event, but there's not everybody does live TV anymore. You know, a lot of people are doing like me with streaming, and you know, shout out to all your other YARG, you know, the pirate way, and finding other programs to see shit that's on cable for free, you know, not at live when it's playing, but afterwards. But you know, you get what I'm saying. It's like,
man, that live stream was more in the 40s, 50s, 60s. You know what I mean?
If you want to go back to the point where everything, I'm not saying like live, like video, like broadcasted live. I'm talking about like you would sit there while it's broadcasted on that channel. So at 8 p.m.
like
V came on in '82. You know what I mean? On channel 4, you were there to watch V, and you may never see that episode again until it runs repeats, if it does even repeat. So you have to be Johnny on the fly with the VHS recording. And in the 80s, not everybody had VHS. And I know I'm going off, and I'm sorry.
No, that's cool, man. That's cool.
My first VHS, I found it when I had my paper route, because we couldn't afford a VCR. Jesus, we couldn't even afford a fucking color TV. I had a color TV that was given to me by my grandmother, one of those big floor models that broke, and we had a black and white that was on top of it. You know, it was just furniture. It was a TV stand. So the old TV was a TV stand. We had one of those 13-inch black and whites, and the fucking.
I can relate, bro. I can relate.
Flyers and all that, but you know, I found a VCR in the garbage on my paper route, and I took it home. And this is back when VCRs were big, metal, bulky. Fucking it was a top loader.
The top loaders,
and
bro.
The buttons were like hitting buttons on a tape recorder, like an old school tape recorder. For you know,
clack.
Let's just face it. There's a lot of old school dudes that listen. Any of our small hands of listeners are old school, and they get what we're talking about. There's no millennials that are going like, "Oh man, the One Too Many podcast." You know, it's not like that at all. But, you know, but you get what I'm saying. Like it was metal. It was like the remote. The remote was wired. I think we spent more money on trying to get that fixed than it would be for us to buy a VCR at the time. But, you know, we had it, and I found it, and I think my mom paid all that money to get it fixed just because I was so happy to have found it and to bring it home to the family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And and it worked for a while, and it was cool. And a little later on, things became a little cheaper, and we were better off, and things changed, in that channel. But just like good getting back to it. But you had to be Johnny on the fly with the record button.
Fuck yeah, you gotta be there, ready to.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of shows. There's a lot of shows that I saw as a kid I'll never see again, but I talk about and I think about it all the time. And it's like it's not on YouTube. It's not. It's nowhere online where it's documented and put into a spot. So.
Damn, dude.
By the way, I'm just sipping.
Yeah.
We got a beer count. Want to do the first beer count?
Yeah, man. Let's do our first beer count of the show.
All right, here we go, guys. Woo! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Ah, you're good.
13.
Fresh. You're
fresh.
You're
good.
We
did a little recording this evening. A little TFCon hype for the up and coming show that's going up there, man. So,
nice.
Yeah, man. What's going on with you, man?
Nothing much, man. Just another relaxing Sunday, man. I can't really do anything with my cars outside. I have no money, so everything.
Are they still on cinder blocks?
No. They're.
What I see is it's so I don't even want to go there, but I can see it. Tumbleweed flies by. There's a driveway, 17 cars up on cinder blocks, jacks and tools and brake fluid all over the place. You come out wearing your guinea tee with your stomach hanging out, rubbing your belly, going, "Yeah, I'm gonna fix these one day."
Yeah. Coming out shirtless with my gut hanging out, oil everywhere. Nah, bro, that's far from the truth. Don't let them fool you guys. Nah, man, my cars are neatly organized, and I got 2 of them that are almost done, man. I just I'm also painting my truck, which is why I can't go to TFCon because too much shit on my plate. But
what are you using, Rust-Oleum or Krylon?
Nah, fuck no, man. I got my I don't use any shit. Fucking Crayola, homie. Nah,
hey, man, look at that, man. I put the numbers and they look really cool, man. That's my really bad fucking curve feeders on there, man, and shit. One of my worst impersonations ever. Let's put that on the list as my worst. It's up there.
I got that shit going on with the truck, man. I got these 2 Mustangs done. I'm gonna sell one of them. So one of them is my own personal Mustang that I had when I was 22. So I'm trying to get that thing back out on the road, and it's pretty much like
they made Mustangs in the 40s.
They make Mustangs back in the 40s, man. Believe it or not, man. I'm that old, ladies and gentlemen. I'm an old fart. So I got that going. So since I have no money coming in at the moment, I got those put on hold at least till next payday, man. So it's just been relaxing, just kicking it, doing things around here. Like I said before, selling some of my collection on eBay. So I've just been doing that.
It's hell to survive, man. You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, bro.
Keep it rolling, man. That's the point of us also getting into our nerd collecting hobbies. Like, the way I see it, like as much as shit as I have, if anything, and I've done this in the past, if shit hit the fan and I needed money, I got a bank right behind me.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is.
Years ago, my transmission went. It was $3,000. Well, guess what? I trimmed the herd and had $3,000 within 4 days.
Look, man, I'll be honest.
And my collection was still deep.
No shit. That's what I was about to say, man. I got a whole big collection behind me and some other stuff put away. I've sold in the month of October. I've sold like 7 items, man, and I've already done like $1,400.
I mean, everybody hates to do it, but you walk in that room and say, "All right, what don't I really care about right here?"
All right, who's getting it?
Yep. Yep, they're like, "Oh fuck!" It's like a lobster it's like a lobster in a lobster tank in a supermarket.
They're all looking away.
No, not me. Joey, you're up. Peace out, bro. It was like the Deer Hunter when they pulled fucking De Niro out and Christopher Walken. Like, all right, you're going up. Meow. Ow! Ow! But that's basically what I did. I came in here and said, what am I really not attached to? What can I let go? What can I rebuy? And you know what? Honestly, it streamlined my collection to where it was now. And it just happens, man. You sell to survive, and it's like the way I see it is like I pay. Sometimes you pay $200 for something, you can get $250. Sometimes you pay $200, you get $150. It just matters on the market and how much people want that and how fast you want to sell it. You want to make quick money, you'll flip it for a better price. And I know we're not the nerd podcast, but
No, I know. Yeah, it's just a little thing here, man, and it's cool, man. It's something where you're right, man. It's something that you'll make a little profit on. Some stuff you'll break even. Some you'll lose a little. But as a collector, after a while, when it's time, bro. When it's time. So I took on that, and I said, you know what? It's time to let a lot of this go. So I'm gonna let a lot of it go. And yeah, man, my collection's still
not
big.
enough to come to TFCon though. But
no, see, that's the thing, man. Is just for you guys who were wondering, man. For me, dude, to go to TFCon, like last year, I went, had a blast, dude. This year, I might not show it in my tone of my voice, but I'm pretty bummed out about it that I'm not.
Yeah, we know.
And hang out with you.
I'm just.
But the thing is, no, I know. But the thing is in order for me to go with flights going and coming and whatnot, I need minimum at least $3,500 minimum.
Get at 3,500 just to go.
Last year, I went from Texas to Chicago. Was 2,800 round trip. When I came back that Sunday or whatever, Monday morning.
Well, maybe you shouldn't be living deep in the heart.
I don't know, man. So now to go where you're having it this year, man, the TFCon guys, it's further north, man.
Man,
closer to you all, so
you better start using Expedia.com or some shit, man.
No, I understand. But the thing is I gotta jump a flight from here to Houston. And then skip to so I gotta go.
My area, there's one way for me because I'm in Jersey. I can go to Newark and fly one way, no matter
anywhere. The only one way trip I got is to Vegas and back. Anywhere else from Laredo,
of course, because I want your money.
I gotta go from Laredo to Houston, Laredo to Dallas. Then I can go anywhere in the United States.
And your flight from Laredo to Houston is on the wing.
Yeah,
you're actually sitting on the wing of a propeller plane.
It is.
Or you're in the back sitting,
or
you're in the back sitting on a crate of chickens.
Well, that's actually in the bottom. I'm down there with the dogs and shit.
All right, we're approaching Houston. You come on up. Here you go. They strap you with a parachute. What?
You bald guy, come here.
You're not landing? No, this is how you get there. See ya.
Jump.
Get the fuck out of here, man. There's something on the wing.
So that's basically my deal why I'm not going, man. And the thing is, it's pretty much where it all started with my truck getting wrecked 5 years ago. And I went to Vegas, I didn't fix it. And then the following year, I went to Vegas, I didn't fix it. The following, I went to TFCon, I didn't fix it. This time around, like, dude, I got to fix my truck. I'm tired of seeing it wreck the way it was. It looks like a fucking totally piece of shit. And the thing that sucks is my father gave me that truck, so I'm not just going to flip it and get rid of it. It's got sentimental value, so I had to pick. It's either TFCon or my truck, so I had to pick my truck. But I always thought, man, I'll sell my collection. I'll work on some cars. I'll make up the money. It's February. It's early, dude. I'll make it. Fuck, bro. I blinked before you know it. It's September, early October.
One Too Many Excuse podcast.
Excuses. Nah, man. And I was like,
live with Frogmen. Yeah, Mr. Lone Star himself, who's going to be Mr. Lone Star when we're all at TFCon. Just rubbing it in. Salt factor.
Put salt on the wound there, bro.
Factor.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, man. Yeah, man. So don't worry, man. It's all good. We got we got plenty of other time, man. But, it does suck that we won't see each other.
Yeah.
Because, oh, wow. That's going to go in a really bad place. And people, it's all right. I'm glad you're not coming. Here come the rumors. Private chat. Dust mites and Frogmen.
It'll be cool, man.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
There'll be not that there's anything.
Not that there's anything wrong with it.
Oh man,
it's funny when we first started this show. I'm like, we said we're gonna throw all the filters and all that bullshit. We're gonna say what we mean, say what we want to say.
Yeah.
We're old school. We old school jokes, old school funny, and then sometimes it's like, I don't know, man. I don't want. Because it's just that environment, and I'm like, it just like, oh God, and it does suck, man, because, like 5 years ago, there was things you could say, it's not bad, it's just funny, it's joke. You can't even say Indian anymore, it's indigenous people, and you can't it's just fucking crazy. It's getting crazy.
We'd have to have like our own show on Facebook or something and do our own.
Facebook won't let you do a fucking damn thing over there, man. You'll get fucking shut down real quick fast, man. I think we found a platform where we could say, and it's not. It's just being old school and being fun and having Comedy sucks. I mean, we talk about this all the time, man. Comedy fucking just sucks. All this new shit and listening to fucking comedians that come up nowadays, all these new millennial comedians, just fucking boring. Dudes like Russell fucking, what's his name? Russell Brand. I fucking hate that dude. I just want to punch him in the fucking face. I hate that fucking cocksucker, man. But I'm saying that's not even a millennial comic. That's just somebody that just popped in my head. I just really fucking can't stand. I just fucking want to.
Who's the New Yorker one that's got a bad attitude? He's always pissed off. White guy, really good, talented comedian.
No, he's from Boston. That's Bill Burr.
Yes, that guy.
Bill Burr, man. I love that Bill guy. Burr. He's been around for years, man. And like,
love that guy, man.
Listen to old school Bill Burr, man. Is fucking off the hook. He toned it down a little bit. He still don't give a fuck, and he's still out there. But Bill Burr in the old days, man. Oh, he's fucking awesome, man. And you know what the funny thing is? I slept on him for years.
Really?
For years, man. And like just recently, within the past 2 years, I started really getting into his comedy, man. He's a really good fucking comedian, man. Really good comedian, and his whole angry. You know when it really got me watching. He was on Breaking Bad. He had a spot on Breaking Bad, and he used to do things. And he was also did some things on the Chappelle Show. He had some guest spots on the Chappelle Show as characters, and I'm like, who's this fucking Irish the white fucking Irish guy with the red hair? Who's this dude? Man? And like you find out it's Bill Burr, and this is early days of the internet, and you go through rabbit holes and you listen to shit, and like I've become a really big fan about him, and he is changing his comedy style a little bit to fall into to be a little, and I get it, comedians have to find that balance, but yet he still says, "Fuck you, this is what I'm doing," and I respect him for that. And I respect him because he has a fan base already. But if you want to come out right now, out the jump as a stand-up comedian or a comedian in general.
You gotta be very careful, man.
And be on some Andrew Dice Clay shit, ain't working. Working. You're not.
You gotta
booking.
Be careful, man. It's not gonna work.
Ain't booking anything. So man, I would say like in the past 2, 3, maybe 4 years, comedy rest in peace. Rest in peace to stand-up comedy.
Yeah, it's true. 4 or 5 years back, it started dying out little by little. And now it's totally dead, man. And then a lot of these great comics from the past, man, and they're amazing people. And it's a shame, man. A lot of them are gone. And
I mean, even like the greats, like back in the day, man, they were risque also. And this is on like TV in the 50s and the 60s and shit through the 70s.
But times are different then.
We talk all the time about like Dean Martin roasts and seeing these guys and what they're talking about. Because back then TV was more adult, and like nowadays, when your 5-year-old has a device in his hand and he can access anything that's out there.
Yeah,
I get it. We need to pull on the reins, but we don't have to fucking choke comedy and choke media like we are doing. Man, I don't want to get on this because, but I did get it. I got a fucking text from the control room, and I mean, I didn't know this was going to happen. I guess we got a guest tonight.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know anything. You know about that?
It's not on my notes.
I know, man.
Wow.
I fucking. Okay. Hey, we created the show and we do the show every day, and I guess I'm in. I guess
there's some stuff they don't tell us. All right,
I guess it's like basic like everything that's going on in this woke society. You just don't know. You have no control. So I don't know who it is, but I mean, I guess it's time. We could just bring in our guest and all right, welcome to the Once a Minute Podcast.
Wow, it smells weird in here, man.
Oh, that's him. Welcome. Wow. What's your name, guy?
Who the fuck is this?
I'm Matt.
Oh,
Matt. What's going on, fellas?
What's up, Matt? Hold on, man. Hold on. Oh, now I'm getting the information. Matt is a listener of our show. He's a fan of the show. He is a member of the realm of collecting.
Yeah, I am.
Oh, cool, man.
The ring of collecting, and has been a fan of the show since we started a mere 10 episodes ago.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't know we had those. We had fans.
Yeah. We have fans.
It's like me and some dude in Poughkeepsie.
My God, is this one of the five the five listeners that we get every week?
Yeah, I think even the people that honestly, we've had a few guests on the show, and I still don't even think they ever listened to the show.
I got time for that.
I don't think Van Slyce listens to us religiously, and I don't think Billy Vegas. Well, I think Billy Vega may listen to us on the creep maybe once in a while, but
yeah, gotta force those guys in here.
Man, what's up, dude? What's up, Matt? Man, welcome to the.
Not much. You were talking about Bill Burr earlier. I'm like right around the corner from where he's from. So
I thought you were going to say I'm Bill Burr's cousin.
No, I don't have the red hair. Yeah, I don't have the red hair.
Not yet.
Not yet. But yeah, so I got that same piss poor, shitty New England attitude. So
that's awesome, dude, man. That's fucking brilliant.
Bear with me.
Boston is a crazy city, man. You know, like nowadays, like they're trying to make cities more like not segregated and more like one unit, like a city like New York, Harlem, this, that one, East Side.
Right.
Everything's all cool. Boston, nah, there's lines in the sand. There's lines in Southie. You got this area, you got that area. You go over the bridge, you got that. You got fucking what is that? Brent? What's that? Oh, man, the other area.
You got Southie, where all the Irish. I mean, the
Irish hoods are in Southie,
and
you got Roxbury, where it's all a little bit more urban. You know, lines in the sand. There's no unity in Boston unless it comes to sports.
No, you'd think that, but it's definitely flipping the script, and it's really become kind of. I personally fucking hate Boston. Not a motherfucker there can drive. Like people riding their fucking bikes like 2 miles an hour in the road. Like, hey, I'm saving the environment. Yeah, go fuck yourself.
Oh, wow. So Boston is slowly getting the hipsters.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, it is.
I like the energy of this guy.
Yeah. No, stop that, man. You know what? If we would have known you were going to be on the show tonight, we would have, got a little bit more together. Maybe did a little pre-show. We could talk a little bit more. But man,
I forgive you. You guys are really killing it from the first episode to the latest episode. So I had to go and get we're doing a reno of our kitchen, right? And I'm kind of under the weather. I broke my back a while ago. I just got through surgery. La-di-da. I can't
whoa. Back it up. Beep, beep. I did not know we were talking to Batman right now.
Holy shit!
You went one-on-one with Bane, and now you're redoing your kitchen?
Yep.
That's awesome.
Bane broke his back. Now he's redoing the Batcave.
That's it. Shit. So you one-on-one with Bane.
Yep. And then to get my back right, some like old mystic.
The Oracle, right?
Punched me in the back and like fixed it.
Whoa. Two backing ups real close in a row. Back it up. Yeah. Are you serious?
Yeah, dude. I got some of those here, man. I'll tell you.
Whoa. Would you go into a teepee and smoke on some fucking waffle or something?
Easy now.
Oh, wait a minute. Now I'm in trouble. Flag on the field.
Unfortunately, I wish that was the case. I've been through 4 surgeries. I just had another one where they installed like heavier duty hardware. So, like, I'm really not supposed to lift anything heavier than a gallon of milk.
All right, so 40 ounces are still good.
Yeah, 40 I'm still safe with.
All right, good.
That
the 64 ounces gets a little crazy. That's it. Who remembers the 64 ounce?
Come on,
the 64 ounce Heffenrecker.
Yep, I used to drink 64 ounces of Ballantine on the corner, man. It was like a jug.
Holy
shit. It was like I was drinking a fucking gallon bottle of Carlo Rossi wine or whatever.
Yes. You'd have to
those old school Italians would drink the red wine in the big gallon bottles.
And you use the weird flick, like you didn't drink it normal, like just straight up to your mouth. It was like
No, it was weird because it had instead of like it had the big bottle, the grab neck on the bottle, but it had a ring where you could put your thumb.
Right. Yes.
For support.
Are you fucking kidding me? Are you serious?
No,
dude. Google right now. Google 40-ounce beers, a 64-ounce Ballantine or 64-ounce Old English.
I can't. I'm on my phone. What's wrong with you?
Jesus Christ! I'm not doing a Google with dust. No,
you're doing the Google with dust. You're gonna Google that shit. You're gonna put it up on the screen.
No, I'm not.
All right, I'll do it later.
All right, you're doing. I don't want to ruin our guest story. This is our guest monologue right here.
So
go ahead, man.
We're having our countertops installed. So for the last weekend, it's some change. We haven't had
marble.
We're doing like a marble.
What color?
A blue marble. Blue marble.
Nah, not blue. Like a real like subdued white pebbled kind of look, but no metallics because that shit looks too porno-y, you know. I don't want to.
I think you got a new term over here. Porno-y?
He brought up the P word.
Hey man, shout out to porn, man. I was watching some of your. Yo, talking of what's this new? I mean, it's been going on for way too long. Step porn. I'm tired of seeing step porn videos.
That's really disturbing.
What's going on? It's all over.
I don't know.
It's like I'm going through my local site and checking shit out, and like stepbrother gets it on with stepsister and stepfather. What's going on with like back in the day? The MILF thing was big. Like MILFs were big, and right. I know we're getting on, but MILFs were big. There was who knows MILF Hunter? You know MILF
Hunter.
Not
even on the
MILF Hunter, yes.
MILF Hunter. That motherfucker was the man back in the day. But here we go on porn talk. But like nowadays, like I mean, I'm getting tired of it, man. I can't. And it's the things that they say. Oh God, my stepbrother fucked me. I gotta listen to it muted, and I can't listen to porn. I can't do it. I need a little bit more. I'm getting older. I need that stimulation,
Well, I need not so much the dialogue, but when I'm watching porn, I want it to sound like somebody's walking through a swamp with loose boots.
There it is. You need the gush.
Yeah, you just need that.
You need the gush. Hashtag need the gush.
Hey, man, I'm sorry I asked about the granite countertop.
Well, this is where we usually go. This is where we were going for the past half hour.
It was a horrible left.
Yeah, shout out to the 7-hour episode.
We're not even on the road anymore, bro.
Dude,
we're off road.
We got the 4-wheel drive. We're mudding. There's mud flat.
That's where the mushing's coming from.
Not to go more off subject, but I mean, I don't want to get into your business if you don't want to discuss it. That's fine.
I'm an open book.
The back injury.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
How?
I was at work, so I worked as an arborist, and an arborist is basically a tree guy. So I did tree work.
Shout out to Arbor Day.
The only day that matters.
Yes, the day the trees died.
Yeah, the day you plant the trees. Yes, but you're close to us, so it's all good.
Right. I mean, I live a negative lifestyle, so
you're fine. You actually notice that there are trees around you, so that you're like a step ahead of like.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the Squirrel Squad, man. Shout out to the Squirrel Squad. The tree in front of my apartment is like a fucking squirrel highway.
Yeah,
talk about porn. You should see squirrel porn. You just look at his.
Oh, easy.
So I fell off.
You broke your back.
Whoa! So I fell off a ladder. It was probably like 18, 19 feet. Landed on a tennis court. Don't remember anything. Like literally, don't remember anything. I wake up in the hospital in a bed, and like the last thing I literally remember is telling my buddies like, "Hey, go fire up the truck." It was January. We'll get it warm. We'll have our lunch in the truck, and it'll be all good. Next thing I remember is I wake up in a hospital bed in fucking agony.
Wow!
And I'm like, "What the fuck happened?" And my boss and my girlfriend were there, and I'm like looking at him like, "What happened?" They're like, "You fell off a ladder. You broke your back." I'm like, "What the fuck you?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I did."
Oh.
And that's when you said, "Yeah, we got to change the story. I'm Batman, and I fought Bane."
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, when I was in college, I fell off a ladder too. I put a ladder up at the sorority girls' house. Forgot what the name of it was. I climbed up the ladder and saw them changing, and I saw tits for the first time. My boner was so big, it pushed up against the building and pushed me back.
Dude, that's like Revenge of the Nerd stuff, man.
Did you happen to have a 0.0 grade average?
Yes, 0.0. Shout out to Animal House, who never got that.
Shout out to Blutarski.
Man, if you haven't seen Animal House, you need to watch. Animal House was fucking brilliant. And the funny thing about Animal House, there wasn't a real script. It was just a bunch of short stories crammed in to make a fucking movie.
Right.
And brilliant stuff, man. I'm sorry, I didn't mean the soundtrack.
No, it's all good. So anyway,
falling off a ladder. The first thing I think about is John Belushi falling off a ladder after he sees some nice big yam bags.
Yeah. Absolutely.
She's got great yams.
So we were listening. So anyway, back to it. We had to we're getting the countertop installed. So we have to get the faucet so they can drill the holes for the sink. Mm-hmm. So my girl wanted like this special fucking faucet that it was like an hour away. So we drive out, and I'm like, on the way back, we put on the podcast, the Box Podcast, and
the boxes.
We've both been sick for like a week, and she's, at first it starts off with Dust ripping a giant belch, like whatever, and I could hear the eye roll, when you hear the fucking eye roll.
There she goes.
Oh, brother.
Here we go.
This show again.
so I'm like, just wait. So you go into the.
Please, babe. I get it. I understand. Just wait. He does say some things that are funny, maybe.
Just hold your water. I drove a fucking hour for this fucking faucet.
I love it. Hold your water. I drove an hour. Ladies and gentlemen, Whitey Bulger's in the house right now.
I don't know how to say R. So we get to the box story. And she's dying, laughing.
With the zombies and how
I need the boxes, and the old people coming up like through your legs to grab the boxes, and what do they need the boxes for? And
what the fuck do you want them for?
Yeah, like it doesn't make any sense.
And they never tell you. They never fucking tell you.
Every day, as I'm putting it into their carts, I'm like, yeah, I think the owner's going to start charging for these boxes soon, and they're like, oh. I got to be that dick. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Because we send these, because, the egg boxes go back. It's not the regular egg boxes that we save. We save the egg boxes that go back to our local farmers and our local, they give us the fresh cage free, whatever the fuck it is. You have your eggs that come from the warehouse, and you have your fresh eggs that come from the local farms, because we push local, we're in Jersey, there's farms. Local fruit, vegetables, and local eggs. So they come and pick them up, and we get money back for every box that we send, whatever it's a nickel or whatnot. And we're just giving these things away. It pisses me off because they'll sit at the door. You're not allowed in that door. When you come back into the stock room, that's a world you're not supposed to see. It's like it's like walking into the wizard behind the Wizard of Oz. You know what I mean? Behind the curtain. You're not supposed to be there. And when you come through that, I'm like, whoa. Gotta get back.
There's a lot of things that they could just break their hip on.
Yeah, well, it's insurance things too. Because you're in a part of store that's only insured for employees, not insured for customers. So, and when you start coming in, you're like, the place.
Yeah.
No, I need 5 more. No, don't feel privileged. I gave you 3. Leave with 3.
Right.
Why are you privileged and feel like I need to give you whatever? We discussed this before. I don't want to get on it again, but it gets me aggravated to the core.
But it's hilarious. It's fucking hilarious, and I'm intrigued as well. Like, what are these people doing with these fucking boxes?
They're never going to tell
they're
you.
Moving.
They're 90% of the people that get the boxes are seniors. And what are you moving? You're not moving. What are you doing?
No.
What are you packing up your shit because you're going to die? Let your family do that when you're gone. I know that's insensitive, but you know what? Let them deal with it. Enjoy the last 2 days of your life.
Right. Now you're fucking around with boxes.
2 weeks left, and now you're fucking finding boxes. And what's next? You got tape, free. What? So you can put your Hummels in there? Nobody cares for your Hummels. Nobody cares.
Precious moments.
So yeah, you're 78 RPM records on the phonograph. You know, like fucking RCA dog. Whatever. We discussed this already. You know,
Engelbert Humperdinck albums.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Go check out episode 4, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh God, yeah. Was that what episode was the boxes?
I don't know, man. It was.
I want to say it was 9. No. It was titled The Boxes.
Yeah, and the reason why I titled these things because I'm a huge fan of Seinfeld, and Seinfeld always labeled their episodes the something. So other than our 0 intro episode, because I didn't know what the fuck we were doing, but later on I said, you know what, I'm going to take, because this is a podcast about nothing, we just bullshit about whatever, and I said I'm going to name every episode paying homage to Seinfeld as the something that we talk about on that episode.
Yeah.
That's so I'm sorry. You're going back with your girl. You got your girl. You're in the car. You listen to the One Too Many podcast. You listen to the box episode. She eye rolled, and then we got into that. And then what happens?
And then she became a fan. She heard the whole fucking box story, and she literally had me turn it off. Not because she wasn't enjoying it, but she literally couldn't breathe.
Wow.
Like I had to pull out my knife. I'm like, baby, I can trach you right here. I got a pen.
Whoa, rape? What did you say? Rape or trach?
Trach.
Oh, okay. My bad. I know. It's just a stupid joke.
Bum, 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 bum.
So, real quick, what's your sweetie's name?
Sally.
Shout out to Sally, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give Sally some love, man.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sally, man. Thank you.
She was my Batman that got me through my back injury. So, like, definitely shout out to Sally.
She's your oracle.
She's your oracle.
Indeed.
Oracle. Get it right, buddy. Get it right. I'm not even a DC comic fan, and I know that much.
I'm a Punisher guy, so.
God, man. So welcome to the show. Wait a minute. Oh, my fucking God. I'm getting a fucking email. A text.
Time to stop.
Are you kidding? What the fuck, man?
They're cutting the show short?
No.
What? Who's this guy? What's going on, dude?
What's going on with this
guy?
What's going on?
Matt.
Is this the repairman? Is this the
Who's this guy?
For the repairman for the light?
Jeez.
Dude, I didn't get no information. What is this? Why are we getting these guests one after another?
Oh, shit. He's another guest. Sit down, dude. What
is he's a guest. No, he's not here. Whoa, wait a minute. What are you talking about?
Wait. Didn't Talent tell you I was coming on tonight?
Who?
The Talent Management? I got Talent Management reached out to me and was like, hey, we need a guest.
Nope. I got nothing.
Last minute.
He got nothing, man. Nothing. I thought you were the repairman. Sit down, bro. How you doing? Thanks.
You know, if we ever have a problem with guests for last minute, you know, Hurricane BX will fucking scroll in on here. I'm surprised he hasn't fucking made it yet.
I was told
he's too busy studying.
Shout out to Jose. You know, going back to school. So we did.
Yeah, man. Well, welcome to the show, man. Did you make a sandwich while you were back there?
No, it looked like all the cold cuts got stripped already. It was just lettuce and bread.
The horse head is gone already, man.
Yeah. Man, was that you?
My bad.
Funny enough, some
they didn't even leave one in for us.
The crew on the show, the crew behind the scenes are pretty hardcore, man. They invite their family. You know, you got Aunt Gladys making a roast beef sandwich.
Yeah,
you know?
it's like they don't eat at home or something.
Yeah, it's a really bad scene. I think we spend more money on Boar's Head than we do for anything else on the show. Shout out to Boar's Head.
Shout out to Boar's Head.
Well,
so, you know, I mean, what is this? I'm getting the notes now. Mervine, Merv something, Merv Griffin. What do we call you?
All right, you want to go there? We're
going there.
We'll go there. All right. So my real name is Mervin, like the old department store. But growing up, it was always misspelled wrong. Instead of the Mervyn, everybody put the I. So then, at a young age, my cousin used to just say, you know what, just put an I in there, and he would always call me Mervine. So it's been Mervine ever since.
Fucking makes perfect sense. You know why?
But you can
my
read
last
it.
name. I'm sorry. My last name is Massey. So shout out to everybody that's gonna send me hate mail, but everybody pronounces as Macy.
Yeah.
So I'm a department store also. All of a sudden, hey Eddie, man, hey, come on down to Macy's Bar and Grill. I'm gonna tell you some t-shirts. Yeah, shout out to the Husky section at the Macy's department store. I get it.
And
it could have been worse,
the first
though.
joke everybody tells me, "Can I borrow some money?" I'm like, "Did you not notice that I went bankrupt? I closed all my stores." Way to keep up, buddy. Way to keep up.
Yeah.
It could have been BJ's.
Well, I appreciate you guys inviting me on, even though
man.
Man.
I mean,
this is mishap.
I guess you could call this our listener appreciation show.
Indeed.
Nice.
We can now, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. We got anybody else coming in here? I don't know.
Yeah, you never know.
I don't know. I didn't get the fax. I got a fax
back there somewhere.
I got a fax machine here sitting here since 1985, but I haven't gotten a fax since.
Oh man, you didn't see Hurricane back there?
No,
sneaks in every now and then.
Yeah. Someone was offering me some like weird colored fruity drink. I don't know if that was him.
You know?
Yeah, that was G Money.
That was G Money.
Well, welcome to the show.
Man. Welcome to the show, guys.
Well, appreciate it.
Well, now you're here. You got tell us a little about yourself and what's up, dude?
Not much. Well, member of the Rock group on was it Facebook? Damn, I even forgot about that.
Those damn robot collectors and toy collectors out there.
Man. So I've interacted with you guys on there for a while. I don't even know how long I've been on there. Maybe we're close to 2 years now. So other than that, I mean, just a simple guy from Cali, which is kind of weird and off-putting at the same time because I see you guys all on the East Coast and you guys get to meet up and do all this stuff. But shout out to I think we have a few members out here in Cali that maybe we should meet up. But that's a different story.
Them up, man. Just round them up and make it happen. Someone needs to take charge, man. Someone needs to take the helm and say, "Fuck it, we're doing a Cali meetup." That's all it takes, man. Hit up the people and make it happen, man. Make it happen.
Yeah, I mean, just other than that, I mean, like, I'm a robots collector and collector of other stuff. But other than that, I mean, I'm just a simple guy trying to make his way through the world.
That's nice. Shout out to that.
That's cool, man. That's cool.
So, how did you stumble across this fucking train wreck of a fucking podcast?
Well, I listen to you on Enter the Realm every Monday. That's probably what got me into everything. Was ETR. Got me into the group.
That's why it's called Enter the Realm. You're entering our world. Yeah. Was it the old? Was it Instagram days?
No. I think it was straight YouTube and Facebook. I mean, I was on Facebook for a while, but I wasn't like really deep into like, being on there all the time. I originally joined Facebook because of an ex-girlfriend, like they always get you to try new things. That bullshit.
Oh, an ex-girlfriend because you were stalking and seeing what the fuck was going on, or ex-girlfriend or girlfriend?
No, she was my current girlfriend. Gotcha. She was like, that was back in the MySpace. Is like you either had MySpace,
and I was getting so much pussy in MySpace days.
So it was either
my fat ass. Oh man,
or Facebook.
I needed a granite counter. I needed a counter like fucking Matt. I'm sorry.
Hefty.
I'm sorry, dude. You weren't here for the early part of the show. We're spotlighting you now, so I'm sorry. This is
that's fine. It's
go
fine.
for it, bro.
Yeah, of course it's fine. I said it's fine.
Shout out to your intro music on MySpace. Remember those days?
Yeah, yo, dude. Okay, not the Subway, but my MySpace page was basically made for that's when I was in my prime of beat making and I was selling a lot of beats. I would put 10 beats on my page, and everybody that was in my friend list or on my top 50, whatever the fuck it was like porn stars, models, and shit, because the reason why you went to someone's MySpace page wasn't to see what they were about. It was about who their friends were. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like networking.
Who you can make your friend. So if I put the hottest bitches in my top 30, they're going to spend more time adding those people to their page while my music was playing in the player. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's how I made a lot of money back then, because that was back in the day when leasing beats was a big thing. You could buy your rights for a beat for X amount of dollars, which was a large amount, or you could lease it for a smaller amount of dollars, but it didn't mean that you had exclusive rights. I could lease it to more people.
Yeah.
So if you're leasing a beat for X amount of dollars, that means I can lease it to 25 other people if they want that beat. You don't got exclusive rights unless you pay that price. So on MySpace, I was paying my rent. I was paying my rent easy.
No shit.
Easy. Wow. Because back in that day was when that whole and I don't want to steal your shine right here, Merv, but it was like back when it was like the bedroom producer and rappers were coming up. You know, computers were getting big.
Yeah.
This, like, you know, people had. I was in the lab, motherfucker. You're in the fucking bedroom with a closet with a microphone hanging from the fucking hanger. You know what I mean? You know, like, so like you're in the studio. Like, I've been making beats in fucking like 87, 88. You know what I mean? You're in mid 90s telling me you're in the lab. No, you're on a laptop in your mom's fucking den. You know what I mean? You know,
with empty egg cartons.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
because I knew a guy in high school, and at first I used to he used to make beats same way. And his brother was a DJ, so they had like he would just borrow his stuff. But he used to charge me like, so if I heard a beat on his page, I'm like, hey, can I put that on my page? And be like, yeah, give me $3 and I'll let you use it for the month. Like, all right. So then people started hitting me up.
Leasing.
Yeah, people started hitting me up and like, hey, where'd you get that beat? And I would just, like,
send him that way.
He's number 3 on my friends list, like on my top 10.
Yeah.
And then people started hitting him up, and then eventually he was like, hey, every time I get a new beat, I'm gonna let you play it because people go through you
to get to them.
That was So it was like he was getting a lot of traffic, but at the same time, because I used to do like graffiti art.
Same thing with me.
In high school.
Yeah, I used to write.
So people would jump. Yeah, people would come to my page to check out like my art. I was doing graffiti art and like photography, so I would take pictures, put other people's like other artists, other taggers, stuff like that, like actual graffiti, not that fucking cholo gangster shit.
Tags, and go up and
like I would photograph murals. Out here in LA, we had.
Dude, I was the same way growing up, man. I was writing graffiti in 85, 86. I'm old, man. I'm old school, dude.
And I used to look up to like the New York artists, like, like the guys that would hit up the subways. And because out here, instead of subways, we had train yards.
Yep.
So you go to the train yards and see everybody's art, and like everybody's goal was to like have somebody photograph their art in another state or somewhere across the country on a train, on a rail car.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
On a freight train, right? The freight.
So
yeah, you were all about freights.
Yeah. So I used to photograph, like take pictures, guys hitting up. Like obviously we wouldn't show our faces, but like progress pictures, like, oh, we outlined this art today, or we hit this spot, or we were in the LA aqueducts, photographing a guy. Yeah. So people would come to my page for that, and I would have these beats, and they'd be like,
so the traffic, man, that's perfect, man. The traffic was there.
And it would go both ways, because at the time I was taking art, so I was doing art, and then I did like just some like funky, like I guess you would do cover art for, you could call it like like I don't know, like some basic cover art for his beats and stuff like that.
Sure.
So we were kind of like working back and forth, but I mean it was fun back then.
Yeah,
now,
of
I don't
course.
think you can do anything like that.
You still can, man. It's just like there's no profit in anything that you do online anymore. You're like, I would never, honestly, shout out to your buddy, but I would never lease a beat for $3. All my beats were easily the low 3 figures on my leases, for any of my beats. But The funny thing was, like, I had an old school sound, so I kept that boom bap sampled when things started getting keyboard heavy. You know what I mean? That era, keyboard heavy, and through the Jay-Z and what's that, Juvenile and all that fucking shit down south shit started coming out, and they didn't want to pay for sample clearances, but you know, in my opinion, samples are the soul of hip hop. What makes hip hop hip hop? That's another discussion for a different show, I guess. But I would keep that old school sound, so I would get a lot of hits from guys from Japan, the UK, overseas, Russia, the Czech. You know, guys, hip hop guys that were still into that '90s shit. So they would hear my joints on MySpace, and then that's where I would make my money. You know, and leasing these things out, and it would just pay my fucking rent, man. It pay my rent, put the electric on, you know. So MySpace, as much as we all make fun of it right now, but MySpace, you got laid and you got paid.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah,
that's
man.
for sure.
It was like the Tinder of the early days.
You used to find like ditching parties and house parties like on certain people's pages. Like it would pop up and then it would disappear. But if you were like in the know, you'd like know. All right, they're gonna post the location at this time, but you know, just
be ready for
let people know. Yeah,
so, man. I heard Matt had
pretty awesome, man.
Had the dopest MySpace page ever, right, Matt?
Yeah, it was smoke signals and carrier pigeons.
Shout to carrier pigeons. Well, you know what?
I missed that whole. I was just like, nope. I had no. Yeah.
What, you were not cyber friendly during that era?
No, not at all. Not at all. It's just
me.
That just passed.
No, I'm talking about Matt.
That whole MySpace thing just kind of passed me by. You know, I think. Well, what year was that? Like 90.
Nah, that was early 2000s, like 2003 to 2007 was the
prime.
Yeah,
I was like
or even 2004. I don't know when. Google with dust, I guess. It's time for Google with dust. Da, da, da. MySpace origin. Is that? Did I spell that right? MySpace was launched in August 2003. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, by that point, yeah.
It sold in 2005 for $580 million.
Holy shit.
And then 2005 to 2008, that's when it was in its prime. So when it sold out for fucking $600 million, that's when everything became bling bling and it was all about fucking, you know, advertising. And you know, 2008, MySpace was the most visit. Yeah. 75.9 million unique. Shout out to Unique. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
8, 9, 10,
11, 12.
He's getting there, guys. He's getting there.
Yeah, I'm getting there. Sun's getting pretty low, big guy.
Sun's getting pretty low, big guy.
But yeah, man, wow, that's incredible, man. And that's probably right around the time where I was making some dough. So
yeah, no, I just kind of.
What was his name?
Who was it? Mike or Steve?
He was everybody's friend? Was it Matt? No.
It was Tom. Tom. He was the creator. Yeah. Tom. He was the creator of MySpace. He was the first guy to get the boot. I had quite a few MySpace pages, and I think I spoke about this earlier. Maybe, I don't know if it was Cobra Law or on the podcast.
Cobra Law.
And I used to be a manager at a certain retailer, which had like a Tire Lube Express connected to it. And used to be friends with my coworkers on there, and people used to call out consecutively, and then I would find out on their MySpace page they weren't sick; they were going to Six Flags Great Adventure with their family, and I used to confront them afterwards. I'm like, man, if you just wanted the day off, you could have told me. You didn't have to just call out and leave me hanging, and we could have put someone else on the schedule. And when they found out that, everybody unfollowed me. You know, I was booted off everybody. And the one thing about the crew that I had in my store was that they were all straight hood dudes, man. It was just like I was back home. You know, it was like, you know, we would play hip hop music back there, and like we didn't follow the rules. You know what I mean? We were the bad boys at the store. Yeah. And I'm an assistant manager of this fucking $1 billion corporation. So I realized everybody unfollowed me, and I didn't know I was out of the loop. So they were always fucking catcalling when chicks would come in and kicking it, and trying to hook up and whatnot. So I picked the most Google search random hot early teenage chick or a 20-year-old bitch, made a fake account. I catcalled them. And I requested their friends, and like, yeah, I saw you working, and blah blah blah. I think you're cute, and they all followed me, and I was back in. I was back in the loop.
In the game.
I was back in and to see what they were doing, like when they were fucking playing, running game on me and shit. They were running game on me. So like, I was like, because it ended like they used to hit me up with messages, and like I would just ignore them, but they would never take me off their friends list. But I would be able to monitor and see what's up. I know, man. Hey, man, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. You gotta be smart, man. You gotta be smart with that shit, So, like when they call out, I'd be like, "So you didn't go to your aunt Lorraine's fucking 58th
funeral?"
No. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, okay. So Aunt Lorraine didn't just turn 58. And how was the chicken and rice and the birthday cake with the yellow flowers? And they would.
How the fuck does this dude know that?
Yeah, he was just looking at me like, what? And then like you would see them like after I wrote them up, because I didn't want to be that dude, but I had to be that dude. I'd write them up. They would go out, and you could see them like, who the fuck said? You hear them? Who said what? Who said this? Who said that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know where we got with the fucking the MySpace shit. That was dope, man.
I never got into it. I don't think I even owned a computer. I was like working as a butcher at that time. It was just like, I ain't got time for this shit.
Yeah,
I never cared for
I've been online since like fucking 98. So
I did the AOL shit. Like remember the chat rooms?
Yeah. I was all about AOL Instant Messenger, man. That's how I used to make a lot of music, because we used to send files over the internet, and 56K would take like 6 hours. Hey, this is the beat I'm working on. 6 hours later, it would send. 12 hours later, I get it back with vocals.
Yep.
All right, so I just have to ask you, how did you find the One Too Many podcast?
To tell you the truth, I forgot.
All right. All right, Frogmen, we're out.
I love that answer, man.
All right, we're out.
I'm not going to shoehorn around.
That is classic, bro. I forgot. I don't know.
Back it up.
Back it up.
Yeah, I was trying to think about it, and I forgot if it was either if you posted that you had episode 1 up Dust on your Instagram, or if you brought it up during ETR. But I remember you saying something about it. I just don't remember if it was during ETR or
I try to keep this a little bit I think
Jose brought it up on ETR.
I try to keep what we do here at arm's reach from the realm, because of maybe some of my discussions that we have and things that you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And it's not that I want to be us affiliated with that, but I kind of want to just do our kind of our own thing, just in case. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I don't want anything to what I say or my views or any of Frogman views or what we discuss on the show to be reflected onto the realm. You don't
want to cross streams.
Yeah, but it's not even about cross. Haters will be haters, and they will say, okay, well, this guy over here is saying that over there, but
and then the woke patrol fucking mobilizes.
Hashtag woke. Yeah.
And then you get your Karens coming out.
Karen. They would have never found it, Karen. Karen. You know how much money that was, Karen? Shout out to Goodfellas, Ray Liotta, the toilet bowl scene. If you've never seen
Hendry, you're not normal, Hendry.
They were all over the house.
I had a dude that worked for me, a kid that worked for me. His name was Henry. I used to call him Hangry. Hangry. Yep. Hangry. What are you doing over there? Why don't you put that on the shelf? Angry, get out of the bathroom. You're in there too long. And he was a young enough kid where he got it, so it was pretty funny. So what do you think, Merv? You're a fan? You good? You good with the show, man?
Yeah.
What you like? What you don't like? Is it we're just bullshitting, just a bunch of guys talking shop, man? Just regular dudes, man.
It's probably one of my as soon as the episodes drop, like I'm listening to it. Like,
wow, that's why you're here.
Wow.
Yeah,
There you go.
Yeah.
I guess
like,
that's why management got you here on the channel. You filled out the survey. You filled out the survey they sent out in your emails, and you
I answered the questions, everything.
Yeah, that's why you're here, I guess. All right, shout out to upper management. I guess they know what they're doing.
No, it's such a like change of pace because it's like water cooler talk, I guess you can say. That's what one of my coworkers, because I was listening to the Turkey Vulture episode on my toolbox. Yeah, on my toolbox. I didn't have my headphones that day, so I just played it through like the speakers on my toolbox. I have a little Bluetooth speaker, so I was listening to it, and he was like, "Yo, they talking about turkey vultures?" And he's from Jersey, so
he knows about it.
Yeah, he's like, everything they're saying is true. You don't fuck with them. If they're on one side of the street, you stay on the other side.
You go to the other side.
If you're in a lot, there he straight up told me, like, my aunt lost a car to a turkey vulture because they were on her car. Yeah. So
the turkey vulture took it away from her, man.
They flipped it over, man. They flipped it over.
It's my car, Wedo.
Dude, you guys think I'm fucking around. I'm not fucking around. I exaggerate, but I ain't exaggerating when it comes to the world of turkey vultures.
So, like, not to make it like a big old... He gave me, like, the cliff notes. He was like, look, she went to the shopping center. She parked. She just happened to park, like, a few spaces by one of the light poles. I guess it, like, every so spaces had, like, light poles.
Yeah.
And they just happened to... Somebody happened to leave a plate of food on the fucking... in the spot. And she parked there. So when she came out, they were all hanging out by the car. And, like, she approached the car, and they all, like, just got together, like, we have a problem here? It's our car now?
Hold on. Oh, we got a problem here? Hold on. We got a problem here?
They squared up.
I was like, no. He's like, no, I swear to God. Yep. She called my uncle. He came to get her. They came later that day to fucking pick up the car. I was like, are you serious?
Yep. Dude. Ladies and gentlemen, Dust Mites is not crazy. Dust Mites does not fabricate stories. Dust Mites may exaggerate a little bit here and there, but there you go, ladies and gentlemen. The turkey.
So, he has since started listening to you guys.
He listened.
Go.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Yeah, he's like,
shout out to that dude.
I started. Yeah. He's.
What's his name?
What's his name, bro?
You have to put his whole government name out there. Just give him his first name.
Chris,
shout out to Chris, man.
Shout out to Chris, man. Thank you.
All right, Chris.
Man, thank you, man. It's funny. It's like, a lot of things that, of course, a lot of the people that do listen to this show are part of the other things that we do with the toy collecting and all the other podcasts that we do. But it's also nice to grab some people that are not fans of that just stumble on us, and they may not understand when we talk about the ROC and the collecting stuff, but they still get to know what the fuck we're talking about.
Because he asked me, he's like, is this like one of your collectors? I was like, no, it's totally different.
We may dabble. When I told Frogmen, I said I don't want anything to do with toy collecting,
bro.
But yet we still dabble in that once in a while because we talk about what we did that week. And
because that's part of your life, and
it's part of our lives. And
we don't deep dive. We don't deep dive. Right. We'll dabble and we'll keep moving.
Right.
We don't have new releases.
It was the same formula that I did on the Welcome to the Terrordrome show. You know what I mean? It was the same thing. It was like, I don't want this to be realm oriented. This is our own thing, Cobra Law. We'll talk about what I do, and we talked about everybody on the show. So
shout out to Nate and Bo.
Yeah, that's what. And Mitty, man, I hit up Mitty this week. Shout out to Mitty, man.
Hey, Mitty.
And Mitty just had a cool conversation this weekend, man. So it's been good. It's been a long time, man. It's been a long time.
Been a while, man.
Yeah, man, it's good to talk to that dude again. So.
Yeah, no, I mean it's similar. I feel like you're taking slices of your lives, and if that's a part of your life, then there's overlap or whatever, but it's all good.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, I get it, man. I'm always open, and from everything that I'm different when I do shows like this because when I do like the realm shows, I'm that beer drinking, hate everything, wise guy, dick joke, fart joke, burp guy, because that's my character. That's me. Honestly, that's me. But I open up on other shows because it gives me a different platform and it's a different way to discuss things. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I try to just. And it's like, you know what? Nobody gives a fuck, or some people may give a fuck, but this is the shit that actually happens to me, and I just have a funny way of spinning it. I guess I have a more amusing way of spinning it because of the way I fucking talk, and I'm old
and a
school.
lot of this
You're a
shit
storyteller.
A lot of the shit that happens here is just based on a phone call, man. So
yeah, how we started this show was just me and Frogmen. Every time I close my store and I'm driving home at 11 o'clock. And it takes me a half hour to get home. I'm talking to this dude here because he keeps me focused, keeps my anxiety down, and as many foxes and skunks that I swerve and deer on my way home, he keeps me calm. You know what I mean? And we do have some deep conversations, and I'm like, man, this would be great if we could record these. And I'm like, I hit him up, and he was super fucking. I don't know, man. It'll be great. Let's just do this. I don't know. He was like, he's not that type of guy. I'm very outgoing, and he's a straight man. He's a straight man. It's the One Too Many podcast. Of course, we're drinking one too many beers or having one too many drinks, but Frogman's the guy that don't drink. Well, we did have the red apple cider video, that one show.
I do drink, but the thing is, when this show's being recorded, I can't drink because I got to go to work tomorrow.
Yeah,
and the deal with my job is I have a work truck that I work in construction. So I'm out on the street all the time. So if I wreck, I get into an accident, I got to do a piss test.
On the spot.
Yeah,
we just happen to do the show when I have to work the next day.
He's the one that doesn't work. That's why he's the one drinking.
Dude, I'm sorry, but
I'm cool. I'm down with it. I'm fine.
Hey, we're gonna try the One Too Many podcast when I'm not drinking and see how good that episode is.
Yeah, we're gonna do the mirror episode.
Bizarro episode.
It'll be 15 minutes long.
It's a commercial. It's just a commercial bit.
But I wanted to do something a little different, just to discuss more than just, collecting and toys and whatnot, and just a little bit more about what me and what we talk about. And I'm like, if people get it, they get it. If they don't get it, it's all good, man. If they don't like me, it's fine. If they like it, that's awesome.
Right.
So, I'm very happy that you guys enjoy the show, and I'm very happy you guys are here tonight. Yeah. And,
I mean, it's an easy sell because a lot of people, a lot of my coworkers are like my age. So like when they ask me, oh, what are you listening to? Like, oh, it's just a podcast. Most of the time, oh, about what? And it's either
about nothing.
A collect. Yeah. Well, now that I listen to you guys, I'm like, oh, I'm listening to this
it's about
podcast.
nothing. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, what are you listening to? Like, oh, a podcast. Like, oh, what is it about? Like, literally nothing. And like people bring up like, what do you mean like nothing? Like Seinfeld? I'm like, exactly.
There you go.
You have no idea what they're gonna talk about.
Wait about an hour and a half, 45 minutes in when the guy starts slurring.
Yeah, and I'm like, the only idea you get is the title of the show, like, and
where it's gonna go.
But the to get there is usually a fun ride, and people are like, oh, all right, just give me the title and I'll check it out. So, I mean, I happened to get one guy because he was listening to it and Turkey Vultures came up. So,
it's funny. It's like when we add the extra, when I add the extras in, like the sound effects and all that shit, and see where it's going. Like, a lot of people that just tune in for the first time may not get the ongoing joke, like the beer cans opening. When I start slurring, I'll throw those sound effects in.
Yeah.
Show people where I'm at, and when you're a regular listener, you're like, you hear that? Oh yeah, Dust is on it.
He's on there, man. He's getting there.
It's getting there. Oh, there it is. So like, the more they listen, they'll catch on, and it's just like anything else that you listen to or watch or TV series. The more you get into it and go back and watch older episodes or listen to older episodes, you get exactly.
You get to know the characters, and you can follow along what's going on.
See what we're trying to do here, man. And we're not reinventing the wheel. We're just having a good time,
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's It's a good change of pace. Sorry, man. I didn't mean to.
No,
meant
absolutely. You know, it's
he just
it's
hit me up in
definitely
the chat. He said, "I'm gonna fucking sidebar Matt like a motherfucker."
fuck him and his fucking
It's right here. It's right
Yankee
here.
ass
I was here
fucking northern
first. I
piece
want
of
to talk.
shit.
It's a California thing.
So Merv
Fuck you,
got
Wedo.
Merv got us Chris. Merv got us Chris, and Matt got us his girl. So
Yeah.
there we go. 2 new fucking
Cool,
listeners,
man.
That's awesome,
That's
man.
awesome.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
All right, intros and shit are out of the way. Where are we gonna go with this one?
It's up to you,
I have
man. You want
some
to
shit
head
to
up?
talk about, man. We're going really late here, man. We'll see how
That's
long.
fine. Special episode, bro.
Yeah, listener appreciation episode. But
Start with a Facebook and then dip into the meal and shit.
nah, you know what? I don't know if I want to go with the Facebook stuff, man.
All right, start with the meal then.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to do that either.
Well, steaks again? We're
Yeah,
talking about
yeah,
steaks again?
No.
No. It's a stupid little shit like this. Like, when I went to the bathroom earlier, and this is where we go with this shit. It's stupid little thing.
Literally.
I went to the bathroom earlier, and I've been to the bathroom quite a few times this evening because of the amount of beer I've been consuming. And I can hold it pretty long, but every once in a while you need to go. And you all know my cats, Wookie and Ori. They're just fucking assholes. I have this carpet runner that goes to the hallway, which goes into my bathroom. And you know what? I never thought about it before, but tonight I fed them some cat food, like wet food that they didn't like. It was a new brand. I tried a new flavor. They snubbed it. Snubbed it. They're crying for an hour for food. Yeah, throw it down. And it's not like they don't have kibble that they eat every day in a bowl that's fucking filled to the top. It's not like I'm fucking depriving them.
I hear a little revenge coming.
There's no Annie. There's no hard knock life for us. It's a hard knock life. There's none of that.
They got a good life, bro. They
got it better than any fucking cat that's fucking out there. I'm going to tell you right now, and they fucking give me no love. Fucking assholes. So
that's a cat for you, man.
Yeah, cats are hashtag cats are assholes. So I'm walking to the bathroom before, and I realized I tripped on the runner, and like I trip on this runner quite a bit. And it's like, it just got into my mind, like, they make the runner have those little dips.
Bumps.
And when I'm trying to go to the bathroom after drinking, they're trying to fucking take me out. And the only reason why I can think is, like, I'm giving them bad food. You ever hear those stories about when someone dies in an apartment and they have cats and nobody realizes
the cat thinks you're licking their genitals.
Eating them?
Yeah.
Guys, this is what's going to happen. Dude, I see it right now. I'm calling it right now. Calling it. Because, it wasn't like don't get me wrong. Like, there's sometimes where they fuck around, and I'm looking at it right now. They fuck around in the hallway, and the carpet gets askew. It's left, right. It's over here. It's all flipped over and whatnot. This was like strategically placed bumps. Like speed bumps, like speed strides. Yeah, and they know, like I caught that Charlie horse this morning because you know what? When I caught that Charlie horse this morning, one of them flipped up about 9 feet up in the air because I was like, woof. Because the first thing you need when you catch a Charlie horse, I after all these years, the one thing I heard people tell me was stand up.
Yeah.
When you get a Charlie horse, I used to flip flop in the bed like a flounder. Out of the fucking water.
Like my ex out of water.
Oh man, my ex, I was punching her in the face. I was fucking flapping around, trying to find that comfortable spot. Right? I think this is a lot better than what we were going to talk about. But trying to find that comfortable spot. Whoever gets a Charlie horse in the bed is the worst fucking feeling. So someone told me about 4 years ago, stand up, get up out of bed and stand up. So I tried that this morning, and I'm swinging my legs around. One cat goes this way, the other one runs the other way. Now I have a pretty plush mattress, and I'm not trying to say I'm a ball or anything, but I paid about $1,000 for my mattress, so it's not your regular size mattress. I'm on a mattress it's like the Princess and the Pea type of mattress. You know what I mean? It's
gonna jump off and shit.
Dude, when I look to the left, to look at my alarm clock. When I look at my alarm clock, I can't see it because my end table is like 3 feet down. You know? Like I'm like 1.5 feet from the ceiling.
You have to take the bus to get to the middle of the bed.
I take an escalator to get to bed.
Jesus Christ! You got a little
Stormtrooper, yada yada. So I'm trying to get to my bed, you know. But no, it's an exaggeration. But I do have one of those plush paddings that it's a very expensive mattress and it's very uncomfortable. So I don't know why the fuck I keep doing it, but it's just like I had to try to get off, and I kept trying to get off, and I'm swinging my legs, but the cushion of the mattress kept me centered, and I couldn't swing my legs fast enough. And the pain it's like a fucking knife in my leg, and the cats went flying. I'm screaming. It's 11:55 a.m. which I should have been up earlier, but it's 11:55 a.m. And I just looked at my phone 3 minutes earlier and said, "You know what? I'm staying in bed." Well, guess what?
You're not.
Nope. Guess again.
So I walked on my leg, and you straighten out, but it's that pain. The Charlie horse pain stays with you for like 2 days. It's like a hangover. It's like a fucking hangover. It just chills with you, and no matter what you do,
it's there.
So I got out of bed at 11:55 or 12 o'clock, whatever the fuck it was. It was 12 o'clock, and I proceeded to lay on the couch at 12:02, showing my vacation life or what I do. So I went from one laying down to another laying down. So when I actually got up later, I was still stumbling, and I think they knew that I wasn't right, and that's when I started hitting those speed bumps, and I almost fucking fell and fucking smashed my head into the side of the wall. And that's when I came, and I don't know where the story's going, but that's where I came to the conclusion that these motherfuckers are trying to fucking kill me because I gave them bad food, and they didn't like the food, and they snubbed the food, and they just want to eat me.
Yeah, I concur.
How do you guys feel about that? Does that work for you? Because this is definitely what's going through my mind right now.
No, I mean cats are cold-blooded. Cold-blooded.
They're assholes. Cats are assholes.
Yeah. Did you ever I don't know if you guys ever seen. There was like a Stephen King like a mini series where it was like a bunch of short stories, but they compacted.
You're talking about Creepshow.
No.
There you go.
No. That was
You remember the one with the cat?
Creepshow. It was
Tales from the Dark Side.
Cat's Eye.
No, that was the one with the little goblin.
Cat's Eye had Drew Barrymore in it. This was like a bunch of short stories crammed into like one movie. One of them had like Steve Buscemi as like a archaeologist or whatever.
Yeah, that was Tales from the Dark Side.
Was it? One.
Yo, that's the first time I've ever seen Steve Buscemi, man, and he scared me back then.
With them teeth.
Yo, I saw that in the theaters. I saw that in the theaters, and he fucking scared me back then. I'm just saying right now. That was what the fuck was it? It was Tales from the Dark Side. I'm Googling with dust. There we go. Cue the music. Oh man, I got more work I gotta do. How did I Tales from the Dark Side turned into TXEOM. Wow. My ear. Wow.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, maybe we should do Googling with Frogmen.
Nah, that's fine. You got it. Tales from the Crypt.
Nope.
No.
It was Dark Side, right?
Yeah, that was the one with the mummy. That was the first one, and I remember
it was Buscemi and Slater.
Yes, exactly. Yep.
And Ray Don Chong and the guy from the Warriors and Dexter.
She was the gargoyle.
She was the gargoyle. Yeah, that's gargoyle. Those fucking
gargoyle.
Those fucking turkey vultures. But let's not get on the original.
Easy, stay on track.
The original TV show was fucking dope as fuck, man.
All those shows
from the 80s was incredible.
Twilight Zone.
Music. I sampled that, made a beat out of it. True story. Tales from the Dark Side, the movie. I'm still Googling here. Relax, guys. Take it back. Tales from the Dark Side, the movie. I can't even focus on my phone. That's how fucked up my eyes are. The first three dark tales involved a resentful student, Steve Buscemi, looking to Egyptian mummy. The hitman is contracted to kill a cat
Yep.
Terrorized
Yeah,
to
that
kill the
one.
members. Yes.
That
The
one.
cat killed the family who was wealthy, and the last guy standing, the guy who lived there, contracted a killer to kill the cat. Was that
Yep.
it?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, that one. And then the cat ends up killing the hitman, and then
And
he
comes
kills
out of
the guy.
Comes out of his mouth, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Or out of his ass or
Yeah.
some shit like that.
Comes
He's
out of
got
his
a
mouth.
great ass. Yeah, I remember that, man.
Oh Jesus!
Sorry.
Is that a flea stack?
We gotta get that sleeve stack sound in for the. Hey, we got a new sound effect, the sleeve stack. When I was a kid watching that TV show, the sleeve stacks were scary as fuck, man.
That whole show was fucked up. I remember it just being like watching it and being like, "What the fuck is this shit?"
Dude, everything those guys made. Shout out to Sid and Marty Krofft, man. They are fucking incredible. How many the drugs were just fucking
Flowing.
They used to hang out with Hunter S. Thompson easily. you know, we can't stop here. This is Sleeve Stack country.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how I can envision that, man. But wow, the amazing things that came out from that era from pharmaceuticals. But yeah,
out of control.
Oh, crazy. The fucking Marshall, Will, and Holly on a routine expedition with the banjo.
Yep.
Met the greatest earthquake. Yeah, we're going there. Ever known. Down on the rapids.
Oh my God, he's going to do the whole thing.
1,000 feet below. To the land of the lost. And the guitar came in.
Yep. What was the little monkey boy's name?
Chaka.
Okay, yep, Chaka.
Chaka, Ta, and Sa. Chaka was Ron Howard's younger brother.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's always in those movies. He always puts him in the movies.
Super ugly.
He's the dude with the bald head with the crazy teeth all the time.
With the fucked up teeth.
Yeah. His original role was on a Star Trek episode when he was a baby or a younger kid. And that's
because
how
he had fucked up teeth?
Yeah, fucked up teeth. And he had that big ass forehead. He had a 5 head. Shout out to the fuck. Where the fuck are we doing?
I don't know where the fuck you're going.
Wow, where is the show going? Shout out to Listener Appreciation Night. This is all over the place. I guess we could throw the notes in the garbage and just keep going on what we're doing.
Jesus Christ. Fuck Ron Howard's brother, man.
Man, Ron Howard's brother. He's a fucking gem, man. Land of the Lost was a great show, man. The Slee Stacks used to scare me until they put that smart stack from the future in there. The Slee Stack from the future. Enoch.
Okay, yep.
His name was Enoch, and he had that fucking baller ass multicolored shirt with a gold chain. I think he had a gold chain. He looked like the pimp. He was like a pimp. The pimp. He came from the future, and he wasn't like a savage Slee Stack. He was a smart talking Slee Stack. And he knew the equation and the way to put the crystals to get them back to where they needed to go, because there was these little pylons, dude. It was so deep. And then they had these little pedestals with these crystals, and if they changed the crystals a different way, it may get the gateway home. That's fucking incredible. 70s, baby. The 70s.
Such a strange show.
Kid show. It was a kid show. Claymation.
I remember that was on. It was on like super early before Saturday morning cartoons. It was like
because motherfuckers couldn't take it, so they're like, you know what? Let's leave it for the druggies and the stoners when they're going to bed at 6:30 a.m.
Yep.
Yo, man, Land of the Lost. Fuck the new movies. Fuck those remakes. The original Land of the Lost was incredible. And it was funny. It was like the dad wanted more money. The actor, they didn't pay him, so they just wrote him out of the show.
Yeah,
and
fuck you.
He went through the pylon and never came back. And who came through was their uncle wearing the same fucking tan fucking shirt and tan fucking pants that his father did. That's how they replaced people back in the 70s. It was easy. Well, just
but as a kid, you would never question that.
You'd just be like, oh, it's cool.
Yeah. The dad got home. Now Uncle Rick is gonna get the kids back.
Yeah.
Uncle Rick whatever the fuck his name, never got the kids back.
Like if anything, it just scared you to go through like weird portals because you might come out a different person. Like what the fuck?
I feel bad for Holly because she was at that age where she was becoming a young woman, and there's not many options out there. It's either fuck my brother or fuck Chaka.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, after a couple of years,
we made it a full
Chaka
circle with the porno thing, man.
Chaka step porn. There we go. But you know,
what about
the porn, man?
I was going
another one from that? But another one from that time period was V.
What's that?
Remember V? It was like from that same time period.
Yeah, the V was in '82.
Yeah, it was like the fucking invasion with the lizard people.
Yeah, it was the miniseries. They did V, the miniseries, which was like I think it was a 4-episode event, win a month, every Sunday at 7 o'clock, and it was like a 2 or 3 hour show. And then they did V, the final battle, which was like continuation, and then they did V, the miniseries. I have them all on my fucking computer. Shout out to the Rock Watch. We may be dabbling into V.
We had those on
good stuff.
Had those on VHS, bootleg VHS, because my sister recorded it off the TV. So I remember watching that. I remember watching those as a kid. Like we were just,
and it was scary.
It's good stuff, man. That was one of those shows where you went up at 8 o'clock to watch it and came down at 9 o'clock under the lamppost and talked with your friends.
Yep.
Yeah, we used to watch that.
That was basically it, man.
Because after we watched that, my first time watching that, and then my sister was like, oh, if you like that, then we watched what was Rowdy Piper's movie?
They Live, yo.
They Live, yeah.
Rowdy Piper's movie.
Man, don't even get me on They Live, man. That fucking movie is incredible. John Carpenter.
That movie's awesome.
That movie, actually, if you watch that movie now, it mirrors what's going on now with us.
It's relevant.
Yeah. With social media and things getting controlled and like it's crazy. Like, but I remember watching those as a kid and and homemade bootlegs, like just recorded off fucking TVs, just or
that's it.
My brother would go to his friend's
the VHS,
house.
the VCR. we discussed that earlier. I think it was before you were on. We were talking about old school VHS and VHS and VHR, VCR.
VHR, man. Yeah, you're there, bro. You're there.
Nah, I'm not there yet, man.
So you can't do that now. I mean, how are you now? It's all digital.
Yeah,
but, that's what we were discussing earlier. Like nowadays, everything's fast food. You could get it right now when you want it. You didn't have to wait and say, "Hey guys, I'm going upstairs to watch this. I'll be back in an hour." It's like that's what we were talking about earlier about how media is like fast food now. You walk up, you order it, you eat it, and it's gone. It's done.
There's no. I know a lot of people now that are like, "Oh, you still have Blu-rays," and I'm like. Yeah, because what if I want to watch something and I have no Wi-Fi or something? Like, what are you gonna do?
Well, this is why I stopped collecting media as a whole because it just kept changing every fucking 5 years. Yeah. VHS, DVD, Blu-ray, 4K. What's next?
Well, now it's Laserdisc. Laserdisc is making a comeback.
Shout to Betamax. I got some Betamax. If you got some porn on Betamax, you got some quality shit, man. You got Ron Jeremy and all his badass fucking faces.
So as a side, any media that VHS or Betamax or DVD and Laserdisc, the reason why DVD and VHS became successful is because pornography went on that.
Yeah, exactly. Shout out to the Deuce. If you're not watching HBO, the Deuce, man, I don't know what the fuck you're doing, man.
Is it that good? Is it good?
Oh, it's good. It's good. It's from the guys that did The Wire.
Oh wow!
It shows you how it's not just about the porn industry. It just kind of like it surrounds the Times Square area in Manhattan, and how there was the political standpoint of turning Times Square from what it was to what it is now and how long it takes and where the wheels started turning.
Oh, that's kind of interesting.
Get the riffraff out and all that bullshit and bring in, and we could sell the property and this is what the plan is. But yet it surrounds the hookers and the porno industry and how the porno industry started, how it started on the streets, started from 8mm, into the booths, into the parlors, into where it's now. The new season now. I think it's only 3 seasons. They're into the 80s now. So it starts from the 70s. The early 70s goes into like the mid 70s into the 80s, and it just progresses further. The characters go further. And you got your pimps and you got your Johns, and you follow the hookers and what's going on, the movie makers, the guys that are making the movies, and you're like, they're based on real characters. You got the mob's involved. You got wise guys are taking a taste of this, taking of that. It's just like it kind of just surrounds that era of Manhattan at that time, and it's brilliant, man. I really enjoy it. You know how I am. I'm a very nostalgic to timepieces and very big on like things from like Deadwood to fucking The Wire. Timepieces throughout the time. It's really good watch. It really is fucking dope, man.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out.
Well, Gyllenhaal? Yeah. Jake Gyllenhaal's sister's in there. Maggie, shows some sloppy tits, man. She got some sloppy tits, man. You know what? She's not supposed to be playing that glamorous type chick. She's a hooker with sloppy tits. You just want to fucking smack them around.
Shout out to sloppy tits.
Shout out to sloppy tits. The name of the show.
What you pay for?
Sloppy tits.
That's the name of the show, man.
No, not really. I'm just saying. But man, it's definitely give it a chance, man. It's only 3 seasons, and that's how those guys work, man. They drop it and they know exactly what they're doing. It's like chapters in a book.
Yeah.
So we get to that point, and that's where it's going to be done. So, really good show. And
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, man. Who doesn't want to see a bunch of pimps smacking around their bitches? Go make that money.
Send your hate mail to Eddie Does My Smith.
I don't even know how the fuck we got it. How do we go from fucking fucking Land of the Lost, fucking how the fuck did we get it?
Porn. It's always porn.
It's always porn. My cat's tripping me. Tripping me on my fucking. Oh, Jesus Christ.
We're talking about good viewing. That's all man. Good viewing.
Yeah, man. It's all about you, man. That's what it's all about, man. It's all about good fucking viewing, man.
Hey, speaking of scary stuff, didn't you get a phone call earlier last week or something?
Dude, wow. This is funny. Yeah. It's gonna be real quick here, but I just don't know how to.
Yeah. I don't know how you're gonna say it, but
it's kind of weird, man. It's like I've never had this happen before. I'm at work. I put my phone in my desk like I usually do when I start my work because we don't carry our phones in my job because no matter what level you're on, it's a no-no.
It's a good rule.
Yeah, of course. So I go back into my office. It's 5:30 p.m. and I look at it. 5:24. I have a call. I'm like, who the fuck called me? Because not many people call me other than bill collectors, which I don't owe money to. But I've had my car for 6 years, and they're still asking me if I wanted to
extended warranty shit.
Extend my warranty. And every time I block the number, it just comes from a different state.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't get it. They're all over the place. It's like a bad rash. It's like a video game. Block, boop, 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 doo doo doo. It's like Pitfall.
They'll fuck with you. And it'll be the same area code.
Yeah, it's different. It's like, how the fuck? I blocked the number. Why are you still? I went to the website. Stop calling me.
What about the text? Do you get the text?
I don't even have this car anymore. What's going on? Yeah, I've been since I started fucking using CBD, TH3, of course, CBD for my anxiety and some pain that I have. I've been getting these CBD texts all the time. I'm like, how the fuck did you get my number?
Yeah.
It's like it's just advertisements. Block. It still comes through. I'm like, what the fuck? This is my cell phone. Now you're starting to invade my personal privacy. It's like, I get it if you buy the. If you go to your cable company
online or
you get that triple play thing where you get the phone, internet, and I get it. They're going to reuse numbers, so you're going to get people's bill collectors, and they're selling your number. If you do the triple bay through your cable company, you're going to get a reuse number that's already linked to people that are just going to spam the shit out of your fucking phone. I tried it. It lasted 2 weeks, and I told my ex-girl, it's gone. I ripped it out of the fucking wall. Nobody calls anybody on a landline anymore. If you still got a landline, shout out to you, man. I need to talk to you. We need to do a special episode of people with landlines.
We have a landline because it was with the with our cable package.
No, you're trying to justify the landline. Stop.
My parents have a landline that they've had all my life, dude, and I'm 40 years old. And
they still have the rotary phone.
Yeah, they do. The Mickey Mouse.
It's funny. I have a landline jack in my kitchen, and I want to find the most earliest, gaudiest rotary 70s golden mustard or green phone so I can hang it there.
I'm gonna fucking send it to you, bro.
Not to use. I just want it on my wall. Send it to you. I would want to put a payphone on my wall with a rotary.
Yeah, I was just gonna say you could put a payphone.
That would be sick, bro.
Yeah, something like, "Hello, give me Klondike 5974."
My current house only has one landline jack in the entire house, and it's like when we first moved in, it was like if we were gonna use a landline, we could only have a phone in the dining room.
Well, I have it in the kitchen.
Yeah,
and I have one in the living room, and I still have one in the bedroom. It's incredible.
We've never used it. We had the cable because we have Time Warner out here, so we got like when we first moved in, we had that bundle with the phone, the internet, and like all that. And even though we didn't have a landline, the way their system was set up, you would get the number incoming on your TV. So it'd be like incoming call from this number, and
same thing. Dude, same thing with mine.
It would just pop up.
Here we go, bullshit.
Yeah, and you couldn't clear it, and it was like, who the fuck calls a landline anymore?
Yep,
we have cell phones.
Only people that want your money.
Yep, but that's not the call you got, though.
No. We're getting. I know we're getting a little off kiltered like we usually do, but that's what we do here at the One Too Many. Shout out to the One Too Many podcast. We retired that horn.
Yeah, you retired it, man.
We'll come up with something different.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get a Jawa going tee something like that.
Nah, man.
But yeah, I went in the desk and I grabbed my phone and it comes right up on my. Anytime I get a call, it tells me right on my screen on my contacts who called me, and it said, "Eddie, my name." My name. My phone called me at 5:28, and I mean, if you guys don't believe me, man, I'm not gonna. I should have screen capped it and put it in the screen share, but.
Were you like nervous, like a gerbil in a bathhouse?
Dude, I didn't know what the fuck was going on. Here it is. I'm going to show you. And hold on, I'm turning my video on. Hey, exclusive video. Oh, wait a minute.
Hey-o.
I need to start my. Hi guys.
Hey,
how are you? Hey. And I'm see Frogmen.
What?
And then right under it says Eddie. And I'm trying to get it's 5:24. And it's my number. It's not, and I open it up. It's not mine. It's my number at 5:24 p.m. So I'm not fucking with you guys. So
that's fucking weird.
Yeah, bro. Dude, that's future Eddie calling.
Dude, imagine there was a voicemail.
Oh, would you listen to it?
I don't know, man. I was scared enough to see that. I'm like, why is my phone calling me when I haven't touched it? I haven't touched my phone in 2 hours.
How the fuck did I call myself?
It's like a Doc Brown and Marty McFly.
Yeah.
Eddie,
how long have you had the current number?
Eddie, this is Dust Mites from the future. Eddie, I need to talk to you. We need to go back to the future. What the fuck is what are you talking about? It's not about your kids because you'll never have kids and your life is going to be miserable. But we need to go back to the future.
Don't eat the fried calzone.
Exactly. Exactly. Do you remember when you tripped over your cat's rug? You're going to really trip over your cat's rug, Eddie. I don't know what the fuck I think about it, man. It just makes me think like, what the fuck?
That's
up shit, dude.
You're an asshole now, but you're a bigger asshole in the future. Yeah, well, I expect to be a bigger asshole. That's exactly what I'm looking forward to be doing.
That's what he's shooting for.
we gotta do something about you in these boxes, Eddie.
Yes.
Yeah.
The boxes. The boxes.
You're on
We
to
need
something. You shouldn't have stayed silent.
You were right. It's like the Flash coming through in fucking what was it, Batman versus Superman?
Oh yeah,
The boxes. The boxes were the key. You were right. The boxes. Lightning all around me and shit.
The fossils were opening a gate to let the ancient ones free.
I don't understand how that happened, and I still don't.
That's fucking weird.
It is weird, man. He
I
got
would
me when he
call-
told me, man.
I hit him up. I hit up Frogmen. I'm like, yo, man, my phone just called me. What do you mean?
Like, what the fuck? What do you mean?
And I even posted to like the guys in the chats. I'm like, did you guys ever have this before? And they're like, no.
No.
I think you need to call the phone provider. It's like, you got time off, dude. Like, I would just ask him and be like, oh, so this weird thing kind of happened. And then let's just follow the rabbit hole, man.
It's probably because of all that fucking porn I've been watching on my phone.
Eddie,
Back to the
Eddie, Dust Mites, your future stepfather's cousin, friend's step cousin is calling you. You gotta come back. Things go wrong. You shouldn't have stuck your dick in your step cousin's. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck is going on with that.
Eddie, I'm glad I could dial the number because from all that masturbation, I'm blind. This is to you, Eddie.
It's like, can you picture a Dust Mites with big white hair? Eddie! And it's funny because, it's like the Doc and Marty were two different people, but all of a sudden Dust Mites from the future is the Doc, and Dust Mites from the past is Marty.
It's Marty.
Yeah. Man, I don't know, man. It's just like it really fucking flipped my mind, man. I'm still I don't know if it means like my phone has a virus. I don't know if phones get viruses. I guess maybe
they can.
They can. I mean, shout out to the Android updates. I don't know.
How long have you had this number? Like
I've had this. Let's see. It's S7. When did the S7 come out? 8, 9, 10. 3 years before the S10 came out because they do a phone every year. So I bought the S7 when it dropped because I went from an S4 to an S7 because. Me and my ex, I dropped the bitch, and then I did my own thing. So, shout to that cunt. But hey, we're all good here. Heyo.
I only ask because remember back in the day, you used to have to call yourself to get like access to your voicemail. So if it was like an older phone, and like it could be a hack thing.
Yeah, but it wouldn't show up in your caller ID as like you though. It wouldn't.
Yeah.
It would come up as
there was a call icon. I hit the call icon, and it said my name, and I'm like, what the fuck? It'd be crazy if it wasn't Eddie. It would be Edward.
Oh,
whoa, Edward M. the Third. Whoa, what's going on there?
Well, at least there wasn't a voicemail.
Run for it, Eddie! Run for it, Eddie! Remember when the Libyan terrorists come in? Run for it, Eddie! Run for it, Marty!
I didn't expect them so soon.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't know, man.
Stay away from the turkey vultures.
Yeah, dude.
They finally get you, Eddie, by the dumpster.
Let's do all right, real quick. I know we're going all crazy. We need to wrap this fucking thing up. But Turkey Vulture update, honestly, man. And thank you guys. I'm having such a good time talking to you guys.
Absolutely.
I hope you're enjoying the time here tonight on the 1-2-90 podcast. But
thanks for coming in. Man.
I haven't seen them for a while. And the other night, they weren't perched anywhere, but they were circling. There was a couple of circling, and I'm like looking around for dead bodies. I'm just looking around. I'm just being that dude, man. Is there a fox, skunk, anything, drunken guy from across the fucking courtyard? What's going on? Why are they circling?
Hobo?
You didn't get that picture. You can get that picture I sent you last week.
Which one?
Where a fucking vulture is eating it caught a rabbit. It's fucking eating it.
No.
I sent you a picture.
Oh, that was live. Was it a turkey vulture though?
Nah, it was one of those big bad boys that we had.
Nah, your vultures are garbage, man. Those vultures are punks, man. I live in the turkey vultures on the East Coast are straight hood, man. Straight hood.
Straight hood. I believe
they're cutting hip hop albums in on their They're straight hood, man. They spit hot fire. That's
Hot fire?
hot fire on their time off. I
They
told
drink
you, man.
only the finest
You
breast
walk
milk.
down there, man. They're puffing on a blunt, black and mild, drinking a 40 ounce.
I like that one. I like that.
Drinking some fucking Hennessy, and they're like, "What? Nothing, bro.
Fucking
They're hood and using
run your pockets."
Run your pockets, yo.
Yo, and that's honest, man. Growing up where I grew up, I heard that quite a bit when I was younger, man.
Run your pockets?
And I used to run my pockets until I started carrying a fucking box cutter. I mean, I don't even know if this is going to make it to the show, but, honestly, that's the way you survive, man. That's how you, that's how you did things, man. It wasn't like I was going to do that. I was hard or, no, I was far from that, but,
But you weren't just going to be a victim.
Dude, I got tired of, every time I'm on the bus, my Walkman, my tapes, my beats, everything just got jacked because what are you going to do when there's 5 guys?
Nothing.
5 guys and a pocket razor, those orange box cutters. Click, 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 click. All right, you got it. And if you know anything about the time where I grew up in Brooklyn was in the late 80s, from 85 to 90, the racial tension was so high. You know, and when I'm out of my neighborhood, I'm not in my element with the people that I know, and I had to go places. That's just how it was. That's just how it was. You couldn't do it, and you had to. Yeah, I mean, you had to fucking adjust to become a product of your environment.
Yeah.
And
we're either predator or prey.
Exactly, man. And I was just that dude that just like, all right, hopefully I could flash this light in his eyes and run. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Until I get back to my area and like, you do the whistle and everybody comes running. But being my color and where I lived and what I had to deal with. But, don't get me wrong, man. It's not like I'm this probably won't be on the show, but, it's not like I hate my youth or where it made me who I was and made me enjoy. I would never be making beats or be into hip hop or do this or do that or write graffiti or be an artist, be able
to have that life.
If I didn't live that lifestyle, as hard as it may have been, and as much as it would suck every day, but I was a kid.
It sucks.
Yeah, man. Being prey sucks, but I mean, I can't fight 3 dudes.
No, you can't. I don't care how you can hit the first dude as hard as you can, and then
you're still getting fucked up, man. So you know what?
Pretty much after that,
and here's the deal. This was my status back in the day. When I went to school and came home from school, I didn't bring the Sony Walkman with me, the yellow joint with the remember the
closed up,
with the bass boost and all that shit. I didn't bring that.
Rubber buttons.
I kept that when I was home. When I went to school, I would rock the joints that I stole from the fucking Odd Lot store for $7.99 that I used to fucking boost all the time. So I would run those guys. Those were the Walkmans that had play, rewind, stop.
Yep.
You know what I'm
fast forward.
Yeah.
The only thing that I would lose was maybe a decent headphones the Sony headphones that went into my ears, like those $19. Right. So I'm like, I used to gamble. All right, I could lose my $80 fucking Sony headphone, Walkman, or just lose the $20 headphones. So that's where my gamble played off. And and then I used to dub my tapes, and this probably won't be on it, but I used to dub my tapes so I wasn't losing the originals. If anybody stole my shit. It was a copy. Yep. But I always put my beats on there and said where you could find me if you wanted my beats. So if anybody stole anything from me, heard the beats, liked them, they could hit me up.
Oh shit!
I used to have a beeper, unless my beeper got stolen because I didn't have a house phone back in the day. But you knew where.
I robbed you 2 days ago, but I'm gonna need.
But I like the beats, man.
These beats are fresh.
No doubt, you spit. But that was my mentality back there, man.
But I used to go through the same thing because my mom, bless my mom, single mom, raising 5 kids.
Yeah, man. Same with me. Single
mom, 5, Merv?
Projects.
Yeah, I'm the product of 5 kids, and now I'm the
shout out to your moms.
Yeah. So
the shout out to you, uteruses.
She we lived right in the middle of Bloods and Crips. So our once I got to my hood, everybody knew who I was. I grew up I grew up in South Central, California. So predominantly black. Most of my neighbors were Crips. And then as soon as I walked to the corner, it was Bloods. It was Black P Stone. So I had Vernon Crips, and then the Black Pea Stones. Where I was in the middle of it. So, my mom bused me for school. So I knew like the first time coming back, I had to go through certain neighborhoods on the bus. So I knew all my stuff needed to be hidden in my backpack.
Yep.
There was multiple times where I got taken for my Walkman. I got taken for I got jacked for Jordans. Like it was always like something. The good thing is that when every time you got jacked, you learned. So as soon as I had something, I'm like, I can't wear these as soon as I hit this bus stop.
Yep.
Like I had to transfer buses.
Yep. Save it for when you get home. Save it for when you get home.
I don't look back at it and like, say like, oh, my life was shit. Like, no, it taught me to adapt and learn. And
There you go.
my kids now, we don't live, like, I've moved way far from that. And I'm glad that I'm able to give my kids that. But like, I don't think my kids would survive something like that. Like, it's just a testament to where we're at. But
it made us who we are.
Yeah.
It made us who we are, man.
I'm
sorry, what you're saying right now, I could totally relate to everything that you're saying, man.
And I mean, I don't regret anything. Like, I got jacked, I got hit up, I got people telling me where, who I claim, or where you stay at, and blah blah blah. And like, dude, I'm just trying to get home. And either I got jacked, I got jumped once. I mean, it happens, but
I'm just glad that for me, it was the worst was maybe a black eye or a punch in the face. It wasn't, because back in the 80s in New York and Brooklyn, like, slicing was big. The razor slicing people, motherfuckers just slice people just for the fuck of it, So I never had that issues, man. You know what I mean? And I was coming back, and I would come back from Manhattan, like, with like a crate of records and shopping bags, you know what I mean? Like not like hoods wanted my records, but you know what I mean? But I just never, the punch in the face, or the hey, you fat fuck, the chubby husky guy.
Husky.
That was just like it was more humiliation than it was pain. You know what I mean? I never, I had my fights and I had my issues, but it wasn't like I just got fucking stomped. You know what I mean?
Right.
It got to the point where, like, all right, it's coming. Fuck it. Here you go, $7.99. Here you go. Here's an $8 Walkman. Can I get my tape back? No. Fuck. All right, listen to track 2. You like that?
There's a card tucked inside.
I'm sorry, Merv. I didn't mean to like sidetrack.
No, it's fine. It's funny though, because like,
I guess this is staying in the show.
Yeah, the only time like I never got like any harassment or like never got jacked was when I was coming home, because we would go to the comic book store and come home with comics, and people were like, yo, what you got in the bag? I'm like, just comics. And be like, oh, okay, what you reading? And be like, oh, X-Men, I'm reading Batman. I'm like, yo, X-Men is the real shit. And then we'd fucking walk on. But if they saw me with a Walkman,
you found a common ground there.
Yeah, but if I had like a Walkman and be like, yo, let me see your Walkman, and be like, oh, all right, there, I lost the Walkman. That's it.
Of course,
it's gone.
Like,
it's not
like, dude, it's just and my mom always told me, look, if somebody takes your stuff, it's just material shit.
Just let it go.
As long as you make it home, that's
what
all
matters.
that matters. Yeah.
Yep. Hold on, man. You guys continue. I gotta take a piss.
Yeah, and it was always like, as soon as you hit this street, you're safe. Everybody knows us. Everybody knows. Everybody
that was like your safe spot.
Yeah, and sure enough, you always knew. Like, I was always like a little, but as I grew older, I got like less nervous, and like once I hit high school, I already knew, like, I knew the game. So
man.
I got off the bus here, from here to here. I had to keep my shit like close. I had to put my Walkman away. Well, by then it was CD players, headphones, all that stuff. Change shoes. I would have my gym shoes in my backpack, so I'd swap them out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, man. You swap them out on the bus or before you got on the bus.
Yeah. So, like, you get to a certain point. I get to a certain stop, and before the other bus came, but like swap shoes, put my books on my folders, all that stuff on top of them, so
so you can't see it.
Yeah. So put my Walkman away, so no more music for me. But I mean, it is what it is. I had to do what I had to do to survive, because my mom couldn't be buying me a Walkman every fucking week. I mean, I'd go like, I'd go weeks without anybody like hitting me up. I had good days, but you never knew what day that was gonna come up. But
when that other shoe was gonna drop.
Yeah. So
yeah, that's tough.
I mean, but it is what it is. I feel like it made me grow. I know that life, and I can say, yeah, I went through it, and I am who I am because of it. Like,
right. There's no shame in that.
Yeah. Oh no, man.
I agree, man. I agree, dude, man. Exactly. I caught that tail end. It's like, like I said, I will never tell anybody that I want to take back what I dealt with as a kid. I don't want to be one of those silver spoon dudes because I wouldn't be the same person I am now.
Right. No, absolutely not.
Everything that I've been through in my life makes me the person who I am now. And it wouldn't be like I said, I wouldn't be into the music. I wouldn't know the culture. I wouldn't know this. I wouldn't be street smart. I wouldn't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then growing up with a bunch of motherfuckers in your crew in the city like us, it was all about snapping and fucking with each other. So I wouldn't be that fucking wise ass motherfucker that I am now. So maybe it would be a good thing.
No,
Matt, what you're gonna say, man? I'm sorry.
Like my shit wasn't like that bad, but I was like the fat kid,
Husky.
Yeah, legit husky. And
like I would bring him back husky here on the One Too Many.
Like dudes would say something, I'd fucking cry about it, and I'd get beaten up. People would spit on me, take my shit. Not like to the level where because I was a pussy.
Yeah. I was the same way. I didn't have a father figure, so of course I'm going to be a puss.
Yeah, like my parents are just like, violence doesn't solve anything, And then I was in like 6th grade or whatever, and I was like, you know what? I'm bigger than all these motherfuckers.
Yep. Yeah, like, it feels good when you fuck them up.
Start carrying the fucking
one at a time.
Start carrying the butcher knife. Exchange. Same.
Then the first time somebody fucked with me, it was like, all right, it's on, and
the thing is, you play it. When they're in a crew, you fucking play it off, and then when they're by themselves, you fuck them up.
That's when you catch them. That's when you catch them.
Yeah, that's what I used to do. Because the biggest thing here when I grew up, it wasn't fucking gangs and this and that, like Dust and Mervine. For us, it was at school. You got your bullies. Either you're gonna fucking throw down, or you're gonna be that pussy that's gonna let himself.
Well,
and you funny, fucking Merv, have to throw down. But I got jumped several times, and I learned, man, shit. When you get jumped, you just make yourself into a little ball.
Yep, crawl up, man.
Wait it out.
Protect yourself.
After school or shit. Hey.
Yeah, you wait.
Dude, I'm gonna go to the restroom. All right, 85 minutes. We get back quickly or whatever. You find those motherfuckers down the hall and you fuck them up.
Yep. One
at a time. One at a time, dude.
Rambo. I didn't start this. You did. Yeah. But
you did.
but to bounce on Mervine saying about the gang life, about where he had the Bloods and Crips, where I lived in Brooklyn in Flatbush, we had it was a big gang in the 80s in Brooklyn. They were called Decepticons, and it's quite funny. Because, man. Google that shit. It's quite funny because of my collecting, but they were called the Decepticons, and they were the gang members were jumped in at the same time, and they were given names, and all the key members had all the old names. But then when the regular character names ran out, they were just given. Google it, man. You Google Decepticon gangs Brooklyn. Google it.
No shit.
You'll see everything, man. Do it. I grew up in the projects. It's all good, man. It's all good. This is where we're at, Is
that like the baseline, like the time to get out? Because my dad left when I was 2. So
I think so, man.
It was like you got to be out by 2, like that.
Dude, man, like, I grew up in that era, man. And like now, watching like shows like Mad Men and all these shows that like focus on the 60s and 70s, and to see where people were and how it was. And I remember looking at pictures and. Of our family and what went down, and seeing pictures of my father and everybody hanging out. It seemed like my house was the party house. Like all the kids in the area that were probably underage were probably drinking with my mom and dad, because it kind of seems like that's the dude that I am. You know what I mean? Come on, let's party, let's have a good time. And then, like, you just see all these pictures and to see he bounced when I was like 2 or 3. I can't remember the exact age, but from what I get from my family, I was like, he couldn't handle having 2 kids at that time, but yet he left my mom for another woman and made another family.
That's weird.
You know what I mean?
So
it makes me think like it wasn't the fact that he had 2 kids. He just didn't click with my mom, and I get that. But to bounce on your 2 kids and leave them stranded and start a new family with another person, but
it's
not
fucked up.
Yeah. So honestly, that's where and this is where I give his family what do you call them? Your in-laws. I give the in-laws of the family major props because when he bounced and left, usually people are out of the picture. They stayed with us. They helped my mom more than they helped us more than my actual family did. Like my mom's sister had nothing to do with us. My mom's mother didn't give a fuck. My mom's father was a piece of shit. And that's a story for another fucking day. But, you know, he abused the shit out of us, that fucking drunk cocksucker. But, you know, here we go. One too many. Another episode.
The nitty-gritty.
I'm just letting him go, guys.
I know. You let me go. I'm not there yet. But my and I'm pointing at the screen like you see it. But the in-law side, the guys that should have bounced out when he left stayed with him. Yeah, my nana. My nana, she watched us on weekends so my mother could work. My mother used to work in Wall Street as a secretary, but had to lost her job to stay home with the kids, and then she was waitressing at night, and you know, we were on welfare, and we went from the good neighborhood. It's like a typical. It's like Alice. Remember Alice, the TV show Alice, about how Alice splits up with her husband, and her and the kid take a drive, and the car breaks down in some fucking shithole in Texas.
Yep.
Deep in the heart. And then she gets a job waitressing to make ends meet, and then she just stays there. But you know, it's basically just like that. She started waitressing because it's the easiest job. It's off the books.
It's a job that pretty much anybody can get.
Do. It's off the books. Yeah. She don't have to report her income, so she can still collect welfare. You know, I grew up on welfare, man. And it wasn't even like nowadays, like you got food stamps that you slide like a debit card.
Yep.
Yeah. We had them old joints that were food coupons. You had to fucking rip them off. So whenever my mom used to have to pay for groceries, I would dip. I would just, because I knew what they were and I was embarrassed.
Yeah.
And like now growing up, I'm like, why were you embarrassed? Like, you know, your mom was doing what she had to do, man. That's what she did. But the kids nowadays will never have that embarrassment of being in a, you know, in a grocery store and your mom has to break off fucking food coupons. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Their embarrassing thing is like a photo end up on IG that they don't like.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, it's on social media. Nah. Yeah. My embarrassing moment was I had to hide behind the fucking the gumball machines when mom had to pay for the groceries with the food coupons. You know, so shout out to that. Yeah. I don't even know where we were going.
We were talking about bullies.
Shout out to bullies. That's where it goes. And we were talking about fathers leaving and whatnot. But you know what? Let me finish the story out with this. When we moved to the projects, my sister got in touch with my father, and my father had cancer, and his jaw was removed, and he was dying, and it was very aggressive. So I guess he wanted to reach out to us for one last time. My sister came up and said, hey, man, everybody's in the park. The park would be like in the projects. If you know projects, they're big buildings and you have walkways and you had parks.
Was that like the courtyard?
Trees. Yeah, it was trees. No, there were actually parks with slides and monkey bars.
Oh, nice.
Cool, yeah.
Yeah, shit like that. I'll send you guys pictures of going with projects. Your buddies are hanging out in the park. They want you to come down. I'm like, all right, cool, man. I grabbed my shit. I went down and blah, blah, blah. Nobody's in there. There's some dude that's in there, and he turns around and looks at me, and I've seen the pictures, and he was somewhat of the man that I remembered, but it wasn't him. You know what I mean? And I was like, I knew who he was when I saw him. And he just looked. He said, "Hi, Eddie." I said, I looked at him up and down, and I'm telling you guys, honest fucking truth. I looked at him up and down, spit on the ground, and said, "Go fuck yourself," and I walked away. And then 2 months later, he passed.
Oof.
And I'm not trying to be all fucking, ooh, drama. No, this is really true.
Man. And, I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
I didn't know.
That shit, bro.
No, he wasn't. I didn't know who he was. He was a stranger to me.
Yeah.
He was a stranger to me. I didn't know who he was. What now when you're dying, you want to fuck you.
Yeah. No, I get it. I would have done the same thing.
Who helped me become a man? Who threw the football? Who passed the ball with me? Why am I such a pussy when it comes to me giving up my Walkman? You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Yep. So this all comes. It all comes around, tied around. But and I went, and then like when he passed away, I didn't want to go to the funeral, but I still went only because my uncle, my aunt, my nana on his side, his mother, his sister, his brother, was always there for us.
Right.
I still went to the funeral
for them.
For them.
For them, not for him, because that's a stranger that's in that box.
Yeah.
That was a stranger that was in that park. So it didn't matter to me. Wow. Another fucking deep.
Yep.
No, of the mites.
No, that's cool, man.
I can totally relate because I just had to do that like 4 years ago. So my dad dipped out. Never heard from him up until like 4 years ago. My sister, same thing. My sister reached out. She's like, hey, like, I never called him dad. I never called him anything. My sister's like, Victor wants to talk to you. He wants to catch up, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, for what? And then it wasn't till my other sister told me, you know what? Like, I'm going to tell you straight out because they don't want to tell you. He has kidney disease, and he just wants to touch bases because he wants to ask you if you go get checked to see if you're a match. I'm like, really? Fucking
he
what?
wanted your kidney?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You know what? I would have got matched and said, "Go fuck yourself. You ain't getting this, bitch." I'm just saying. I'm sorry, Merv. I don't know what you did.
I should have, but my sister was like, my sister met up with me like a couple days later, and like she was like, just talk to him. She hands me her phone, and I was like, click, and I just gave it back to her. Like, I'm not fucking like, and I told her, like, I kind of got mad at her, but like, my sister's very, very, my oldest sister is very like forgiving.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it's her nature. Yeah, it's her nature. But
my sister, she fucking fell for it. She ate the fucking cookie.
Yeah, but you can't. You can't. Like, I get what you're saying. Like, what's right for you is right for you, and what might be right for your sister or whoever is right for them. I'm more with you guys. Like, if I was in that.
Man, it's funny.
My sister was like, I understand. That it was your choice. I'm not gonna I was just a bridge. Like, obviously that's how you feel. So if he asked me again, I'm gonna tell him, you know what, he just doesn't want to talk to you. Do not. And I was like, thank you. And that was it. That was the
respect your decision.
That was the last time.
It wasn't that way with my sister gave me some shit, and I didn't talk to her for a fucking year. And we lived in a 3-bedroom apartment in the project.
Oh, Jesus.
And I just fucking barely spoke to her because of that shit. Because she set me up. Oh, your friends are down there. Oh, Jesus. Don't fucking sandbag me. Let me know. And I was probably what was that? I was like 17 at the time. 16 at the time. So,
Yeah, you're at that age, man.
Yeah. You know what? But
fuck you, man.
Whatever, man. We do it. Jesus.
Yeah, it is what it is, man.
Where the fuck we at?
To each their own, and it's their lives, man.
Let me check the GPS. Where the fuck we at?
We're in the hills somewhere.
Yeah, we're checking the GPS right now, man. But yeah, how do we end on that note?
So, isn't it funny when your phone calls you and you go off the rails? And
yeah. No, but so would you guys, if you got that call and you had a voicemail, would you listen to the voicemail? Like, in all seriousness?
Dude, I would be scared as fuck.
I would listen. I would have to have somebody with me, just because
that's legit.
Yeah, like a witness. Witness.
And I asked everybody that I know, did you ever have this happen to you? And they said no. And I know a lot of people. And I asked everybody, and nobody knew. And I'm like, why the fuck is my phone calling me at 5:24 in the afternoon?
When it wasn't even on you.
No, it wasn't even on me.
It was in the desk.
It was in the desk drawer, and I was away. I was doing my job, and I'm like, oh, man, who called me? Because whenever someone calls me, it's either bill collector, and if it's my family, it's bad news. Because that's the only time we talk to each other. It's like someone got hurt or someone died or some shit like that. You know what I mean? That's the only phone calls. Other than me calling Froggy on my way home,
Yeah.
Right.
Or the occasional ROC,
Have you tried reproducing it? Like maybe dialing your own number and seeing if it...
No, I ain't even fucking. I'm just leaving it alone.
Just leave it alone.
Screenshot, that's it.
Ghost Bites from the future. You're one too many podcasts. It's no good.
It's so good. Let it go.
You got nine listens. It's down to 2.
We have
Talking
to
about
talk
your
about
bad past
episode,
and your
episode
bullshit
21.
stories and start giving some content in there. That's my worst Doc Brown or ever I can do.
Oh, man.
My bad.
Hey,
My
guys. Thank you,
Hey,
guys.
man.
I really appreciate
Thank you for joining us tonight, guys.
No,
Yeah,
absolutely. Anytime.
Being here, man.
Yo, man, we've been.
Thanks for the
I don't
invite.
know how much we're gonna edit out, but we're at 240 right now. But
Yeah, man. It's going to be a good show.
editing out. But man, really, guys, thank you very much for joining us tonight. I'm glad you
Absolutely.
enjoyed the show, and thank you for the kind words and
Thanks
for
for
putting
the
people
invite.
onto us, man. And
Yeah.
before we go, anything that you don't like about the show, or anything
Just
that
let
we
us-
could do better?
Let us know, man.
You're the listeners. So the only way we could do it is if
I think you're still in the
growing stage.
caterpillar phase. You know what I mean? And I think I wouldn't really go like too far away or too deep into any one like we have to do X. You know what I mean? I think I would just kind of let it organically kind of be what it's going to be.
I don't
But
want to be
there's-
a formatted show, but we need
Right.
you need structure, and
You need
like,
a loose script.
we totally went off the rails. You guys, we discussed in the chat what we're going to talk about, and we totally fucking went off the rails.
But
Fine.
see, like that's a good thing is that if you don't stop it from doing that, then I think it's always gonna be a good show. Like
Yeah.
you could have your like, oh, we could talk about this, but if like you get to that one and then it just goes off and it becomes another great episode, and you never stop it, then that's basically it. Like once
Yeah.
you start like trying to get back on track, then we start going back to like
Try-
just having.
You can't
Yeah.
always capture that lightning again.
Right.
Yeah.
So if we keep trying to capture the same lightning that we did on another episode, or, I mean, we don't try to do bits or gags, but we still have our little thing that, the things that we do on the show, and we try to make it fun. But yeah, man,
Yeah.
thank you guys, and thank you guys for pushing it to other people, man. It's so awesome to see, like, Merv is showing his buddies, and Matt, you're showing your girl, and she's like listening to it, man. And if you guys listen together, that would be fucking awesome.
Really appreciate that, man. Thank you. For
We
doing
No
really
that.
problem.
really do, because you know what? I'm trying to push this out on all the formats, and it's like when I started doing podcasting and all this shit, like back in the day, like you put out on social media, people will come back to you. Like, it seems like we're at a point right now on social media that nobody hits you back or responds anymore. Like
Nobody wants to say anything.
There used
It's
to be
like,
comments.
Yeah.
There used to be
honestly,
back in the
look,
day. Like I'm talking about,
you're
not even
you're
like
not gonna
5 years
hurt our
ago.
feelings, dude.
Yeah.
Well, I
Like
think
when we started the Inter-Realm stuff and the Realm of Collector stuff, like, people would leave comments, and it's still, even now, everybody gets quiet.
Yeah.
If it's a live show, the chat is banging. But,
Yeah.
we always tell people, give us reviews or give us some comments, even on the Facebook group. Nobody
says
once in a while,
anything.
you get a couple of
Well,
likes. And
especially with YouTube, I really think that the comments section has become such like a toxic fucking wasteland.
yeah, it has.
Yeah, that people are just like, you know what? Like, I'm not even gonna look at it. I'm not even gonna respond to it because it's just fucking 9 different kinds of shit on there.
Yeah, but it's like, even like if you're listening to an audio platform, just take take seconds, leave a review. Dust Mites is an asshole. Frogmen sucks. It's all good.
Right.
Hey,
We got thick skin.
you don't have to leave a star review or anything like that. But I'm just saying, but not like I'm begging for people to interact, but I just want to know people are out there, and I know by the numbers that we are growing stronger every time we do a show. And without us relying on the fandom that we normally do things on, and trying to just carve out a little notch in this shit on our own, we're doing pretty well, and I'm happy. And it's not about numbers, but I just want to I just want to know what people like, what people don't like. We won't do it again. You want the sound effects to stop? We'll start. No, we're not going to let the sound effects start. We're going to do more sound effects.
They're not going anywhere. They're not fucking going anywhere.
I think the line just became like really thin, so people are afraid to walk it. So I think that's why, Like no one ever wants to say anything negative. Like it's not even negative. It's like feedback. Like
Yeah,
if you're doing something wrong.
You guys know how we are in the show, man. I'll talk about whatever the fuck it is, man. I told you that PC fucking shit that everybody it's out the fucking window. It's out the fucking window. If I want to call Italian guy a guinea, he's a guinea. That's it. You know, Jewish guy's a Jew. Oh, that's you can't say Jew, but he's Jew. He's a Jewish guy. You can't say that. Well, he's Jewish.
He just did it. He did it right there.
You know, shout out to Buffy the Vampire Slayer. She's a Jew broad that kills Draculas. Artie Lang joke. Shout out to Artie Lang. A Jew broad.
A Jew broad.
Jew broad. You can't say broad anymore. Just like back in the day. Like back in the day, like, hey, yeah, that was a really good dame. Dame. What's a dame? Frogman.
What's a dame?
What's a dame?
What is a dame?
You gotta Google that shit.
I think it's. I want to say it used to be a term for like really low down royalty. You know what I mean? Like
I would think damsel,
like Dame Edna.
Damsel in distress. Like Dame was big in like the 30s and 40s, right?
Right.
Yeah. But what exactly is a dame? That's my question.
It's got to be like
Dame in there.
Like a single woman? Is it royalty? Is it
Dame Dash? That's what I got when I put a Dame in there. Dame lady.
Don't they call what's her name? Judi Dench. Like they always say Dame.
Like Dame Judi Dench. It's like it's like almost being knighted, I think, but it's for women.
Yeah.
Is the original.
Hey now, you're a dame. That she's a pretty good dame. She can suck the definition of dame. Here we go. Googling with dust.
There you go.
Definition of dame. 1. A woman of rank, station, or authority, such as an I can't even pronounce that word.
Oracle?
Yeah, shout out to
Oracle.
The mistress of a household. B. The wife or daughter of a lord. C. A female member of an order of knighthood, used as a title prefix to the given name. So you know what? All you social justice warriors out there, they're saying that dame is a bad word. From
Google
what I
your shit.
Dame is a pretty good word.
Right. It wasn't an insult.
Household, the wife of a daughter of a lord. So she's in that, she's a dame. But I guess when you're
Matt was right. It's like
when you're Muggsy from 1935 and you got a Tommy gun in your hand, yeah, you see, you dame, get out of here, and you smack her in the face with the Tommy gun. I guess using the word dame isn't that I don't know, positive? I don't know.
It's all about context, though, really.
Yeah.
Like in anything you say, it's about context.
Charlie, don't hit me in the face like that. You hurt me. Get out of here, you dame.
You crazy dame.
And that's where we're at tonight, guys. Thank you very much.
Wrap it up.
Yeah, we needed to wrap this up. We could have, guys, honestly, man, I feel like we probably could have gone another 2 hours just bullshit. And thank you guys for joining us. This is our listener appreciation show.
Absolutely.
Shout out to was it Mervine? Mervine?
Yeah. Mervine.
Mervine. No, this is Mervine and Matt H. Thank you guys for joining us tonight, man.
It's been great.
On here, man.
Thank you for the invite. Appreciate it.
Well, thank you for listening.
Thank you for joining us, man. Thank you.
So at least, every time we do a show, at least like I say, well, Mervine and Matt are listening.
Yeah, shout out to Chris.
Mervine's friend and hopefully Matt's sweetie are listening to us. So, so that's awesome, man. And thank you guys for joining us. This is the One Too Many podcast. My name is Dust Mites. This douchebag is Frogman. We got he got quiet. That's where cricket or the frogs in there. We got Mervine, we got Matt H.
Yeah,
Great
take it easy, guys.
Thank you for joining us, everybody. We're out.
What? Wow, you know what? We
I
really
just threw
need
it out
work.
there. That's it.
We need to work on your outros, man.
No, man. It's just it is what it is. It's out.
No. Back it up.
He stays quiet when you give him the mic.
It's just we're out. We're done. That's it. Turn the lights off.
I guess maybe. I try to come up with a catchphrase for you, and it's just not working. I'm a marketing guy. I market things.
You got to think about your shirt, Frogman. What are you going to put on your shirt?
What am I going to put on my what?
Yeah.
On your shirt.
Sure.
Yeah, what are we gonna put on a Frogmen shirt?
I don't know.
What's going to be the Frogman shirt?
I don't know. We'll leave that up to the marketing guy right here.
I heard the shirts the biggest craze nowadays. I don't know. Shirts everywhere. Shout out the shirts.
Shirts.
That's what you got me. I mean, really, can we do another one? Can I do it?
T-Public.
Yeah. How about we let our fucking guests do it?
They can do it.
All right. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, guys.
All right. Thanks for listening to the One Too Many podcast with Mr. Eddie Dustmites and Captain Frogman.
Captain
Frogman.
Yeah, Captain, because he's a sailor.
Or like Dame Frogman.
Or Dame Frogman.
Royalty there.
Bring it back.
He's a dame. Hey, see here, I'm doing this show with this damn dame. He always goes, ribbit. And
we're out.
Later.
Kill it.
He's just gonna decide out of the